business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys, look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
In today's rapidly evolving energy landscape, compliance is more than just a checklist. It's the foundation of operational reliability, safety, and trust. And here in Indianapolis, we're honored to be at the heart of that mission. We collaborate with asset owners, operators, helping them stay ahead of NERC standards and grid demands. Our electrical engineering and compliance experts provide hands-on support tailored to your fleet. As expectations rise and regulations evolve, you deserve a partner who brings more than just expertise. You need commitment, clarity, and confidence.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort, fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter @IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now @IndianaSRN.
It's a beautiful night in late October. The stage is set for the IHSAA football postseason, but first, one more tune-up before sectional action gets underway. Hello and welcome to Warren Stadium on the east side of Indianapolis. Tonight, 5A number 3 Cathedral at 6A number 10 Warren Central. I'm Nathaniel Finch with Tony Donahue for IndianaSRN, and this one is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. With 5 central Indiana locations, Reynolds meets all your equipment parts and service needs. By Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. By Bertner Electric, spark with confidence, your trusted electrical partner since 1986. By Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893. Thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. By the Morales Staffing Group, building better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. By LifeWise Academy, bringing Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. By LIUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunity. And last but not least, the IndianaSRN sports page, sports from border to border and coast to coast. Your source for high school, college, and professional sports coverage. Should be a good one here tonight. Tony Donahue, I'm Nathaniel Finch, 6A number 10 Warren Central, hosting 5A number 3 Cathedral. A pair of teams licking the wounds of a loss or two, and a pair of teams gearing up for a postseason run. But, Tony, maybe most importantly, a pair of neighborhood rivals tonight. This one should be a good one.
Yeah, these two teams know each other very well. Obviously, kind of grew up in the same systems playing football. Obviously, Warren, a powerhouse in Class 6A, same for Cathedral in Class 5A. And I think if you talk to both coaches, which we did before the game, it's stay healthy. Get healthy and stay healthy here tonight. You already know your sectional draw here coming up in 2 weeks. You have a bye week next week on the 6 and 5A levels. I think the goal is to run the football. Don't get into any bad turnovers, those type of situations, right? You should be playing your best football right now as we get ready to go to the playoffs. Unfortunately, both teams banged up on both sides. So get healthy, stay healthy, and next man up, right? Look, your starter is going to get some reps, get out, get some of the younger classmen to get that valuable experience against on both sides, really Warren and Cathedral, very valuable opponents here tonight.
The good news is the Irish in 5A and the Warriors in 6A, they get a first-round bye. So we have the draw. We're going to tell you plenty about what sectionals will look like coming up throughout this broadcast, but you do have that built-in extra week of rest. It is a lot more needed for Cathedral than it is Warren Central. The Irish suffering injuries up and down the roster, missing at least 7 starters, if not more. A lot of key pieces, depth pieces also out of the lineup. It's going to be a ragtag group here for the Irish, but if we know anything about how Bill Peebles in this program runs, they will, the next man will step up and they will perform.
Yeah, Luke Finn, talking about next man up, right? They're trailing 17-0 last week on the road down in Covington, Kentucky. He leads them back in the fourth quarter, had an opportunity to tie that game late. He did have an interception early, but got some rhythm, 11 of 22 for 111 yards. Coors went down. He's going to be healthy, it looks like, for the playoffs here in a couple of weeks. Obviously, he's going to take tonight off, get next week off, and be ready for that opening round sectional opponent against Anderson. So, like you said, next man up. Jimmy Pappas is the guy that we're going to talk about here tonight. He's got 2 straight games of over 100 yards on the ground, and I think you want to run the football tonight, keep that clock rolling, stay healthy, and go into the playoffs with healthy, confident players.
We'll certainly detail who all is out of the lineup for Cathedral as we go tonight, but to your point, a lot of injuries last week, including Coors, who went down in that first half, and this team still battled on the road in Kentucky against a very good Covington Catholic team. You lose by 7 there, but at the end of the game, you get 4 shots from the 7-yard line at the end zone, unable to convert, but that shows you how close you are with a lot of guys that, maybe were playing JV a month ago.
Yeah, there's 2 types of programs in the state of Indiana. The teams that pick and choose their schedule and can put up 72 points and have running clocks in that third and fourth quarter in the second half, and your starters are only really playing one game every two because they're sitting, but not Cathedral, right? They stack their schedule. They play opponents that are going to help them in the tournament. They're going to help them in late October, early November to make, yet again, another state championship run to Lucas Oil Stadium. And Covington last week, that was no exception. This is a very good football team. That's, I believe, the second opponent out of Ohio or in Kentucky that they have played. Obviously, they played a team out of Louisville earlier as well. And then, when you play a team like Warren, right? Warren is one of the, over our lifetime, one of the best schools in high school football. They are very athletic. Stay disciplined tonight. Don't let it get chippy. Last year this game got chippy in a Warren Central victory. And like you said, when you kind of know a little bit more about your opponent on the other side, the emotions run high, especially here tonight for Warren. It's senior night. They go on the road to Perry. So you should more than likely win that game and have one more game here at least if you're Warren Central at home. But again, senior night, emotions will be high. The crowd will be in it definitely tonight for the Warriors.
We'll take a deeper dive to Warren Central. When we come back, we've got a good one for you here from Warren Central High School. Nathaniel Finch, Tony Donahue. It's IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Warren Stadium, the east side of Indianapolis. Nathaniel Finch, Tony Donahue. This is IndianaSRN. We've got a good one for you tonight to wrap up the regular season here. We just detailed what Cathedral brings to the table under head coach Bill Peebles in his 8th season. How about what J.T. Whitaker brings in his very first year for Warren Central, a guy that was a great assistant for Brownsburg for the last decade. 6 years as the offensive coordinator, including the title team last year. He brings a wealth of knowledge, especially on the offensive side of the ball, to this high-powered offense.
Yeah, and you think about the past history of Warren Central and what Coach Kirshner, a very well-respected, great guy in the state of Indiana high school football rankings of all time, really. And if you're Warren and it's your first year as a head coach, right, you're going to remember those games that you played against the Center Groves, the Ben Davises, the Cathedrals, right? This is one of those games where you're going to look back and say, hey, we beat Cathedral. You're going to, in my first year, we went deep into the playoffs. So this is a huge game, and you want to continue to establish what Warren Central football has been over the last 30 to 40 years, right? It is a organization, it is a high school that is known for deep runs in the playoffs. It is known for beating opponents in big-time football games, right? When you think of the state of Indiana and the history of high school football, Cathedral, Chittard, Warren Central, Ben Davis, they continue to bring athletes to the table on all sports, which we'll talk about throughout tonight's game. But, yeah, I think you want to establish this could be one of your best wins of the season tonight if you're Warren Central.
Warren Central comes off a pair of losses. Now, they were very good before that, 5-1 to start the season. So they really got rolling, put up some high point totals against some good teams. Yeah. But you lose the last two, maybe your confidence shaken a little bit. You could really use a win heading into sectional play.
105 points given up defensively over the last 2 weeks. So I think a big key tonight is defensively Warren needs to show that they can stop the run. They got ran all over the last couple of weeks, and 105 points. I don't care who you're playing on what level in 2 weeks. You don't like that if you're the defensive coordinator, right? So slow the football game down, I think, if you're Warren Central. Force Cathedral, get into the backfield. Force the backup quarterback for Cathedral to make decisions, right? Force him to be uncomfortable out of the pocket and try not to give up 40-plus points tonight.
Well, the quarterback is Jack Quillen. That is not what we expected coming into the season for Warren Central. It was a battle between Anthony Dennison, who started all of last year and actually played pretty well. It's a 10-2 squad that won a sectional championship. Well, he came in with a battle with Joe Goss, and then out of nowhere comes Jack Quillen. He started from the second week on, and he has just taken this job and run with it. Over 1,300 passing yards. He's got 13 touchdowns. He takes care of the football. Only 4 picks on the season. However, Quillen comes off his worst game as the starting quarterback against Carmel. They lost last week 42-7. You talked about that a little bit. But what are we going to see from this sophomore signal caller?
Yeah, the last 2 weeks. I mean, he played with the lead 2 weeks ago. They had a 42-21 lead 2 weeks ago at halftime. And they allowed LN to come all the way back and win that game. So as a sophomore, you know that this is your future, right? You've got 3 state tournaments over the next 3 years with your starting quarterback. And Quillen, as you mentioned, 1,364 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's a great ratio despite, a bad game last week. And look, it's like, hey, okay, this is going to be one of your toughest opponents with Cathedral, but this is a 3-year build for Warren, and it really starts tonight with a high-quality opponent in Cathedral.
The good news for Quillen, he's a sophomore, but he gets to hand the ball off to a dynamic running back in Keon Thomas. The bad news, Thomas has missed the last 2 games. He was listed on the depth chart. Certainly could be some gamesmanship. We'll find out here in a few minutes when the team runs onto the field. You would think that if you're still not fully healthy, sit you out because there's a bye next week, so what's the point? But we'll see if Thomas plays. He has been fantastic, though. He's been the face of this high-powered offense.
No, you're absolutely right. 887 yards on the ground, 13 touchdowns. Do you play him tonight? Do you maybe get him in for a series or 2, hand off the football a few times, see if he can get the edge? He's a speedster out of the backfield, as we've talked about, and he can catch passes as well out of the backfield. Those 11 catches, big time on the season. But as you mentioned, as a junior, missed the last 2 weeks, and we're going to talk about it. We've already talked about it on both sides. It's getting healthy and staying healthy. With a bye week next week in Class 6 and 5A football, you really want to be ready 2 weeks from tonight when the tournament starts.
Yeah, you got a feeling, regardless of the score in this one, it's going to be one where maybe we see a lot of the depth pieces coming in and getting some action and getting their legs under them, because they can be just as important as the starters sometimes. Once you get into sectional action, once guys start to go down, you need these depth pieces to step up. So certainly an interesting dynamic to keep track of tonight.
Yeah, and we talk about it on every level, right? This is what's talked about in the Colts locker room, college football, high school. It's next man up, and you never know when you're going to be needed. So a big opportunity tonight for some of these underclassmen, the sophomores that maybe don't get a normal chance to play in a close, tight game, but will get some experience tonight and an opportunity to show what they can do.
It's senior night at Warren Stadium. Our extended pregame show continues in a moment. This is IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Onto the field come the Irish. What is a pseudo home game for Cathedral. Obviously, they don't have a home stadium, so they're playing here at Warren, but it's technically a home game. You see waving the flag right there is the star All-State captain Kyle Harden, who just committed to UIndy this week. It's a defense that has a lot of college players, but again, we talked about, especially with Cathedral, a lot of guys banged up.
Yeah, there is, and we'll see Luke Finn tonight, the backup quarterback. We'll see a lot of the backups playing throughout the evening, as we talked about some of those underclassmen getting an opportunity to show what they can do here under Friday Night Lights, the last week of the regular season. And yeah, it's a great point, right? You're very familiar with Warren's Field. Obviously, the crowd here showed up for Cathedral. A big night for the Irish to say, hey, look, we respect Warren. We want to play hard against Warren. We want to make sure that we are doing what we need to be doing. We don't want to revert back to some of the week 1 or week 2 penalties, the holding calls, the fumbles, those type of things. We want to play disciplined football here tonight, get out with a victory, get out healthy, and get ready for 2 weeks from tonight when they take on Anderson in the sectionals.
Well, Warren leads this series 11 wins and 9 losses. but these teams didn't play for a decade. That was up until last year. So they reunited this rivalry for 2 years, last year and this year, but it's not going to continue, at least for now. We'll see if a new contract pops up. But it is a fiery rivalry. Last season, these two teams played. It was a 34-28 Warren win. But, boy, it was 14-0 Cathedral early, and Warren just found a way to come back, win that one. It was a chippy game. You know, there were a lot of those late penalties where you're throwing guys to the ground. You know, you could tell that there's no love lost between these two programs.
Yeah, and we talk about slowing things down and getting healthy, but as soon as you put that helmet on and you make that first contact and you're out there on the field, the excitement level is going to go up.
Back in a moment, Warren Central High School.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
As you see right there, 6A number 10 Warren Central at home enters the field of play. Cathedral out and ready to join them at midfield here in a matter of moments. Should be a good one between the 10th ranked team of 6A and the 3rd ranked team of 5A in Indianapolis Cathedral. Excited for this one. The weather is beautiful, just under 70 degrees, clear skies. It feels like a September night, not mid to late October. This is great weather for some football.
Yeah, I was talking to the officiating crew before the game. We have a great officiating crew here tonight that we'll get to. We really haven't had a lot of bad weather here in the state of Indiana when it comes to Friday night high school football. Maybe some rain here and there, but it certainly feels like weather-wise it's week 2. But, you know, as we talked about, when we look at the keys for tonight, you preach one thing, right? Stay healthy, stay disciplined, and let's get out of here, you know, healthy, everybody upright. But as soon as these kids start hitting each other, and then you get somebody in there like a sophomore that doesn't get a lot of opportunities, I think we're going to see a really good game here tonight. I think you want to get Luke Finn into some high percentage throws situations early. Those quick slants, those screens out of the backfield. Get him comfortable from the quarterback position here in his first start of the season.
Your keys to the game brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give them a call today, 317-849-0810. A great backdrop of football here. The sun sets behind us on the east side of Indianapolis. Ready to get this one underway, but again, the big story, as you see right there, 2 of those 4 captains not wearing pads tonight. 7 starters down and plenty of depth pieces for Cathedral alone. Warren Central is fairly healthy, maybe a little banged up. We talked about that throughout the pregame show, but this should set up for a great matchup for you tonight. And when we take a look at what sectionals look like, Tony, I know we've talked about this a little bit, but for Warren Central, you get a nice draw. You play a 2-6 Perry team, and you go on the road for that one 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, I think to your first point, right, if you're not starting tonight on either sideline, whether it's Warren or Cathedral, what can you learn from seeing the game at a different angle, a different perspective? See what the coaches are saying on the sideline. See what you can see when it's all not in front of you. When you know what's coming, you can read a blitz. So I think it's important tonight for a guy like Horace, who is out at the quarterback position, to be down there, to be invested into the football game and see what's coming. As far as what we'll see in a couple weeks, kind of both teams in the same situation, right?
Yeah.
You get a
Great
week
draws.
off, you get ready, you get healthy. Both teams, have the ability to still be playing football in November when it comes down to the state finals, which is crazy. That's already 5 weeks away. Perry, obviously, on the road, goes Warren Central. And then Cathedral will take on Anderson. So, yeah, you don't want to look too far ahead tonight. You don't want to look too far ahead in 2 weeks. As we know, New Pal, one of the top teams in the state of Indiana with 5A. They'll take on Plainfield next week, I believe. So that'll be interesting to see. The winner of that will obviously more than likely take on Cathedral. So we have a lot of great football on the IHSAA level coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Excited to see how this pans out. A pair of 5-3 teams. We will see the offense of Cathedral on the field first, and we talked about it. This is kind of a new look offense because you're starting quarterback, you're starting running back, your starting receiver, and your starting tight end are not playing tonight, so we'll see what these guys can do. This is Cathedral football we're talking about. They have plenty of depth, plenty of guys that'll come in and fill the role as the next man up. Excited to see how this one plays out.
And as you mentioned, these are two programs that are very familiar with each other, probably live a lot around in the same areas, and a lot of different opportunities. Cathedral will receive, they'll defend the east goal. So we'll see what you can do here on the first drive, right? You get Luke Finn out there, a couple of handoffs, maybe get into some short yardage situations where he can throw the football, get him confident early with those short, aggressive passes, a couple slants. I want to see a couple out of the backfield dump-offs, and let's see what Cathedral can do grabbing the football here on the first possession.
Jermaine Ellerly will get us underway, and away we go from Warren Central High School. One of the up men picks this one up, and maybe by mistake, Fair caught it. So we'll see Cathedral start with decent field position at the 30. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here. They're brought to you by Beatty Insurance, and you can see right there on your screen. Here is how Cathedral will line up. A new quarterback in Luke Finn. Jimmy Pappas has been your backup running back, but he now steps into a huge role. Landon Hughes fills a void at tight end, and two of those receivers not starters at the beginning of the year. Good news, though, that offensive line that you saw from left to right is the same setup that they've had all season.
Yeah, one of the best offensive lines here in the state of Indiana, led by Caden Martin. They call him Tuna. He's got interest from the likes of Valpo, some other schools around the state of Indiana. But as you saw on that list, 9 of 11 seniors. We'll see how long those seniors play here tonight.
Now the starting defense here for Warren Central after the gain of 5 on first down. This is a healthy defense, which is certainly good, as we now have Pappas kind of getting tripped up there in the lose a yard. So what was promising at 2nd and 5 is now 3rd and long.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about, right? When you have a new quarterback, timing, holding on to the football, and these plays are going to happen here when you don't have that timing down that you've had throughout the entire season. You mentioned this defense. Caleb Elkins visiting IU tomorrow on homecoming. Bama looking at him. Tennessee's looking at him. Purdue, IU. Quick throw here on a quick
It's
screen.
the lefty quarterback, but this defense gets to him right away. We talked about how strong this defense can be. Now they let up a lot of points, but a great start here for Warren Central.
Yeah, and what Warren did is what we talked about, right? Get them uncomfortable, get in the backfield, force them to make those quick throws. That was a quick screen that absolutely went nowhere, and a quick 3 and out here. Not much time off the clock, and Cathedral will be forced to punt.
And a drive that started promising, certainly not how they wanted this one to go. Henry Lewis will punt this one away for the first time today, just 90 seconds into the contest.
Yeah, you've got 2 back here to receive this, but a nice punt that'll go out of bounds. A kind of trade-off field position here, and they'll start their first drive for Warren Central at the 36-yard line.
And that gives us a chance to take a look at the starting lineups for Warren. Jack Quillen, we talked about it, the starting quarterback, and boy, he has played really well. We'll take a look at the offense. Quillen out there with a star running back, Keon Thomas. We'll see how much he plays tonight. He's been banged up, missed the last 2 weeks, and a strong wide receiver core and a pretty strong offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of big guys up front here for Warren, and I think they're going to look to air it out here tonight. You've got obviously nothing to lose. Try a few things. You don't want to put too much on tape for your opponent. But let's see what they do offensively on the quick dump off.
Thomas not in the game. He's the star starting running back. We'll see if he plays at all. He was listed as the starter, but he's missed the last 2 games. That was Jonathan Dossett who gets that catch and will lose about 3-4 yards.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of young players getting opportunities here tonight on both sides of the football. So Dossett there, the sophomore running back out of the backfield, he's going to get a lot of the workload here tonight for the Warriors.
It's an offense that likes to spread things out, averaging nearly 30 points a game, and it's our first look at Quillen here. He's got a nice ball, but this one over the head of his intended target. That is incomplete. Michael Tanner can't bring it in. Gives us a chance to look at Bill Peebles' defense here for Cathedral. Out their star leading tackler, Gannon Knowles, along with a few other pieces. So we'll see it's still a very strong linebacking core. We talked about Kyle Harden, just committed to UIndy this week, where both of his parents attended. All-State there. They've got Zion Hill going to Ball State. He's a very good player. Ryan Freege in the secondary as well. It's a very strong defense for Bill Peebles, as it usually is.
Yeah, Cam Jones, a great player out there, as well as you mentioned, Harden going to UIndy. Some D1 looks for some of these players.
Quick pass here. He needs a lot. It is Michael Tanner, and he's got enough to pick up the first down. He's going to try to go for more. Flipping field position to the other 38-yard line. How about Michael Tanner with his 30th catch of the season?
Yeah, very patient play there out of the backfield, setting up the screen, had blockers downfield, got a burst of speed, and a nice play here early. Warren Central grabbing that momentum on their opening drive into plus territory.
Look at those big boys blocking up front. That was a clinic.
29 yards there on the pitch and catch on second down.
Now we'll see Quillen operate this offense out of the pistol. His running back is Dossett. That's who gets the carry, but he's brought down. Boy, it sure took a few Fighting Irish to bring him down. Caden Nelson, the linebacker, takes him to the turf.
Yeah, Shannon with that initial hit, and we talked about wrapping up, right? Especially on the athletic side that Warren Central has, wrapping up those tackles in the backfield. Should have been a loss of 1, ends up squeaking out of it for a gain of 2.
Still second and long. It's an offense that can operate, boy, second and long, third and long, doesn't matter. This is a high-powered offense. They like to air the ball out, over 200 yards passing a game, and they can run the ball. They'll pass it here. Quillen is hit hard. Down to the deck goes he. It's a big-time sack there by Houston Dinwiddie.
Big time. Dinwiddie, he recovered an onside kick last week, comes off the edge here on the bull rush. And I was just going to mention before that, you know, if you're Warren, why not play this 4-down territory, right? Why not almost play it like Madden? Let's learn some things here. Nice job there by Dinwiddie. Athletic player, comes from a great family that I know very well, and a nice job there coming off the edge for the sack.
Well out of field goal range. You need a handful of yards here to think about going for it on fourth as well. And it's intercepted. Off to the races. How about this start? Marcus Shannon hauls it in.
Yeah, it wasn't the read that you wanted. You had your running back out of the backfield wide open. If you would have dumped it off for a screen, he'd probably still be running. Nice job there, jumping into the passing lane, looking back, picked off. Cathedral grabs that momentum right back with a turnover.
Take another look here. I mean, there was no way that ball was going to be completed into double coverage. I'm sure that's one Quillen's going to be kicking himself over for a while.
Yeah, and I think he was looking dead red there the entire time instead of going to his second and third progressions.
Here's the handoff. It goes to Jimmy Pappas, the star running back for this squad.
Speedster, you see that burst out of the backfield, gets the edge, picks up about 7 on the first down run. But, you know, momentum here, right? We talk about football. Every week you got to have that momentum, and Cathedral side has came to play. You know, after that quick 3 and out, the defense has responded. Now the offense needs to pick them up.
Pappas again, but this time he is wrestled to the ground quickly. It's Austin Jackson with his first tackle of the season.
Yeah, 6'1", 305 right there. He's an absolute beast on that defensive line. Gets in the backfield. Now we're going to have, once again, a third down and short here. If you're Warren, you want to get off the football field, hand that ball, pick up your offense, hand it back off to them, and force Cathedral in their second straight 3 and out.
Finn, the backup quarterback, he hands it off here again and brought down from behind is Pappas. Boy, now it's going to be 4th down and 4. That is not what you drew up after a 7-yard gain on first.
Well, I think we'll really see here how Bill Peebles wants to manage this football game, right? You're right at midfield. Do you go ahead and punt it, give your punter an opportunity to pin them deep, or do you go for it? He'll send the punt crew in here. So obviously you're looking at field position here, but a great job by Warren Central's defense forcing back-to-back 3 and outs.
Finn is in as the punter right now. Keep an eye on a fake here. He ran off the field and then kind of snuck back on.
Why not? Last game.
Keep an eye on what's going to happen here. He will just punt this one away, but there's a flag. We'll certainly keep an eye on this. It's a decent punt here.
Yeah.
Finn's not your primary punter. It's Henry Lewis and Van Krisloff. They kind of split those duties, but you know, it certainly adds an extra layer to your special teams when your quarterback can boot it away as well.
Yeah, nice punt there. Down inside the 15. And it looks like the offense is coming back.
It will not stand. It'll drop back 5 yards on the illegal formation.
And I think they're going to decline it.
They declined it. So, boy, as JT Whitaker, the Warren Central head coach, said, I'm all right with the starting field position. I'll keep it on the 3 and out.
Yeah, let's see where they mark it officially. Right about the 20 is where I thought it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Didn't see quite the official mark, but I think it's going to be on the 20-yard line.
Well, last time out, Warren Central marched down the field pretty handily and then was stopped thanks to the sack and then an interception after that. So we'll see how the offense responds after.
Defensive battle here early on, halfway through this first quarter.
Quillen will hand it off here, and it's Dossett who gets brought down by Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon once again in the backfield, immediately got a nice rush there and a tackle for loss. So I think if you're Warren here, you don't want to abandon, throwing the football. But again, maybe some misdirections, maybe get, somebody out of the backfield in motion, because it just seems like the pocket is collapsing quickly here.
It's a healthy offensive line. So it's just simply this defensive line is dominating. Quillen's going to look to throw. And the pocket collapses again. He goes down. Yet another sack. And boy, it's the big man, Max Bird.
Yeah, they're getting in the backfield quickly. Is that Cathedral defense.
2 sacks and an INT already. And a couple TFLs. Bill Peebles flexing his muscles here.
You talk about a Cathedral team that can put up points, and we talk about a Warren team that can put up and give up points. We've got a defensive battle here through this first quarter.
And now you're behind the sticks. Sits third and very long. Rolling out, here's the screen pass. The big man Dossett will take off and carry a few defenders with him before he is ripped down.
Yeah, just try to give yourself a little bit of yardage there. You don't want to take the sack. Play worked on the catch, but a great defensive push there by the Irish. We got a defensive battle.
Four drives, 3 3-and-outs, and an interception. How about this? That's exactly what we thought coming into the game, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a Warren team that has given up a lot of points. This is a Cathedral team that's also given up some points. They were in a low-scoring battle last week. Should get a good, decent chance and an opportunity to return this football. If not, fair catch it right around the 45 or 50, and Cathedral will have good field position.
Ellerly with the high punt this time, and it'll go out right around midfield. So like you said, great starting field position for Cathedral. This one brought to you in part by Beatty Insurance, the company that understands your industry and what is on the line for you. Call Lance, 812-522-5640, our third look at an offense that has gone 3 and out twice.
Yeah, I think if you're Bill Peebles here, is that ball actually hit and then rolled out of bounds at the 45-yard line, so even better position. If I'm Bill Peebles, so let's put the football in Luke Finn's hands. Let's do a play action and try to get something going on first down, maybe a nice chunk yardage off of a pass here on first down.
He'll line up out of the gun and we'll hand it off to Pappas. The bell cow as Dangerfield out. Missed the last 2 weeks, now his third straight out of the lineup. You hope to get him back for sectionals, but Pappas has really shouldered the load. He gets a couple yards there on first down.
Yeah, Coach Peebles said, nope, we're going to run the football. We're going to run the clock. Let's run.
So we're not going to listen to a word Tony Donahue says.
Nice jump there. And again, so we talk about tonight, your record going into the playoffs. Doesn't matter. You already know your opponent, right? But it's things like these, trying offensively to get a hard count, to make the defense jump. And then defensively, these are the types of things we talked about. Don't jump on the hard count.
Yeah, limit
be
those
ready to
easy
go.
ones.
That's week 1, week 2 type of stuff, right? You should be ready to go. Stay disciplined. Stay down on the line.
Well, now it's a second down and short. Certainly as far as either offense has been so far today. Finn will bark out a few orders. Out of the gun. Hands it off again. No, it'll be the quick screen out in the flat and a first down for the first time today for this Cathedral offense. Making the catch and run there. That was a beautiful play call, and Landon Hughes executed.
Yeah, Hughes caught it, got enough for the first down. It sets you up for a couple of things, right? Out of the same formation, you can run the football, or you do have one-on-one coverage on the inside of your screen here to maybe go deep.
They'll hand this one off, making a great ankle tackle and bringing down Pappas there. Warren Central gets the stop. It's Cody Twyman who brings him down.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do get into a fourth down here, what the range is for their kicker, Kristoff. He's one of the best in the state, but he's had a little bit of shaky last couple of weeks.
Here's Pappas, certainly making that decision a non-decision as he gets into the red zone. He's going to try to continue to push forward here. Pappas looks like he's been shot out of a cannon a few plays here.
Yeah, those legs continue to churn for Pappas. As soon as he gets that football, it's a burst out of the backfield, and what looks to maybe be a loss or barely any gain, he turns into 3 or 4 yards.
Pappas, again, why not just keep handing it off? He is brought down right away. You talk about Kristoff. He is the all-state kicker. He's headed to Eastern Michigan, at least for his freshman season, but he missed 2 kicks last week, and if he was able to hit those, I know it's easier said than done, but they probably win that game. So he's a guy that, has the confidence. You probably want to give him a few more opportunities heading into this sectional play, and Pappas off to the races, untouched for the opening touchdown for Cathedral.
Juke right, juke left, got some good blocking up front from the big men on the offensive line, and into the end zone for Cathedral to strike first.
The 4th touchdown scamper of the season for Jimmy Pappas, and off like a rocket. Look at this, untouched.
Great run there by Pappas. Great job by the offensive line opening up some holes and springing him free for the end zone for the touchdown.
This is a Cathedral team that was up 14-0 in the game. Last year you lose that one. So up 7-0 certainly helps your chances, but means nothing in this rivalry. Kristoff puts the PAT between the pipes. 7-0 Cathedral on IndianaSRN.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
It's a 6-play touchdown drive for Cathedral. Takes a minute 45 off the clock. You are gifted great field position from the 45 of enemy territory. And what do? You run the ball 6 times, and you get an 18-yard touchdown rush by the rocket ship Jimmy Pappas.
Yeah, his 4th touchdown of the season. You had a couple pass plays, very quick dump outs, which I think you want if you're Peebles, to give Finn some confidence early. But yeah, great run by Pappas, keeps those legs churning, ultimately goes pretty much untouched to the end zone.
Kristoff murders the football, goes into the back of the end zone. This one brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374, representing highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication across Indiana. Whether it's a new build, upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Local 374 to get the job done right the first time. Here's a look at Warren Central's normally high-powered offense. They've struggled against this Bill Peebles defense.
Yeah, interception on the last drive. Now with the football at the 20-yard line, can you flip field position? Cathedral has struck first, now going up 7-0. Let's see what Warren can do here down early.
Quick screen, an extension of the run game, you could say. They'll gain a few yards on first down. You'll take that to get maybe a little confidence going in the drive.
Yeah, I think we've seen that screenplay 4 or 5 times. Expect Peebles to maybe bring a little bit of an outside blitz to blow that up and say, look, if you're going to throw the football on us, you're going to have to throw it downfield, which they don't want to do because they threw an interception on that first drive. So I think you'll see Cathedral bring the blitz here and kind of force them to not dump that screenplay off.
It's Damon Krim who gets his 3rd catch of the season. Gain of a few, set up 2nd down and medium. You start from the 20-yard line for the 2nd straight drive. And here goes the handoff. Bit of a speedy back, and he doesn't get a ton there. Harden brings him out along with about 6 other guys on this defense.
Yeah, and once again, you have another 3rd and long here. So you're forcing yourself into a situation and you're not really giving your defense too much time on the sidelines to get rested after just being carved up, although it was short field position about the 45 is where Cathedral started on their last offensive drive. But you want to move the sticks because offensively, absolutely dormant here for the Warriors of Warren Central.
D'Adrian Ortega was the guy who had that last carry. He goes in motion. They fake it to him. It's a catch and run from Tanner. And a guy who had a nice gain earlier, he's got enough to move the chains. A good third down pickup.
Great blocking downfield. Obviously, when you look at what Quillen can do, he's very comfortable in the pocket, dumping off those quick screens. We saw it there, enough for a first down.
And that's good enough for another Warrior first down.
This JT Whitaker offense, we talked about it, the offensive mastermind between Brownsburg's success over the last 10 years or so. Won a state title last year, got the job title upgrade, came over here to Warren Central, and it's been a good first year for JT Whitaker.
Yeah, Cathedral sped up the tempo offensively. Warren taking their time, under 6 seconds on the last 2 plays to get a play clock off here.
And Marcus Shannon blows him up right away, brings down the speed back D'Adrian Ortega.
Yeah, and just in the backfield blew that up. We've been calling Shannon's name a lot here in this first quarter as we approach what should be the final play of this first quarter. Shannon with an interception, a sack, and a tackle for loss already in this one.
An early candidate for your player of the game. Boy, he has been running around on defense. Much needed with your top tackler Gannon Knowles sidelined today as well. It's an empty set. Look at this, 5 wide receivers for this offense. Looking to throw. Quillen does a little bit on the run. It's enough to gain about 5 or so yards before Tanner steps out of bounds.
Yeah, nice little comeback route. Obviously, Quillen has the play clock of about 3 seconds in his brain before he needs to get that pass off. And it's been quick safety net type passes here in the first quarter. A couple screens, a nice cut back to the out of bounds line there. He threw it in position to where only his receiver could get it, or that ball was going to fall out of bounds. Nice catch, third down and short here. Last play of the quarter, more than likely with 16 seconds left.
Ortega, the running back, 4 receiver set, looking to throw. Not a lot of time. Brought down again. The 3rd sack today for this defense. Getting home, filling Knowles' spot is Cam Jones.
Yeah, Cam Jones there on the blitz. It was a covered sack. Nobody open downfield. Quillen went through read number 2, read number 3, and by that time it was blown up for the 3rd first quarter sack for the Cathedral defense.
7-0 Cathedral. The offense gets it done. The defense suffocating. It's the Fighting Irish on top after 12 on IndianaSRN.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Your kid's Friday night touchdown. Just Wit HD on Roku. IndianaSRN is bringing Central Indiana high school sports right to your living room in crystal clear quality. With over 350 live contests streaming each year, from football under the lights to basketball buzzer beaters, we're putting local athletes in the spotlight. Search IndianaSRN on your Roku device today and never miss a moment of hometown glory.
With Tony Donahue to my left, I'm Nathaniel Finch. Our entire crew here at IndianaSRN would like to thank you for another incredible regular season as it comes to a close. All of us at IndianaSRN want to say thank you to every player, coach, and fan across the state who made Friday Night Football so special this season. As we have the punt here for Warren Central, they do pick up a first down, but nothing more. Cathedral gets the sack, another suffocating defense. And for 18 years, we've had the honor of broadcasting high school football under the lights, sharing stories, rivalries like this one, and moments that define Indiana high school sports. We're deeply grateful to the athletic directors, coaches, and school communities who've welcomed our crews week after week. And to the tens of thousands of fans like you who have tuned in, thank you for making IndianaSRN part of your Friday nights. Our dedicated crews, from directors and broadcasters to camera operators, pour their hearts into every game, and we couldn't do it without them. The excitement doesn't stop here. We cannot wait to broadcast the IHSAA football playoffs starting next week. We'll tell you what games we have next week, and we'll have plenty of 5 and 6A games that, of course, start the week after. Should be an exciting next 6 weeks or so here in high school football.
It's crazy that it's already here, right? And this is the third Cathedral game that we've done. Always appreciate and love doing Cathedral football games here on IndianaSRN. So, yeah, it's here. We're ready to go, and a couple off weeks next week for 6 and 5A schools, and 1 through 4 will get along for the first round.
2 straight rushes for Pappas. Boy, he's a guy that, would get 7 or 8 carries a game behind Xavier Dangerfield. Well, now he's getting 30 carries a game as Dangerfield's on the mend. He's missed the last 2, now 3 games, and Pappas has just been the bell cow. They are not afraid to just run him into the ground.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of running of the football here tonight. Keep that clock rolling.
See a big shift here. They're going to throw it. They do so with the lefty Finn. It's a nice catch there. Adam Ayers makes his first grab, and it will set up a 4th down and about 3 yards.
Yeah, kind of giving Warren a little bit of their own medicine there with that screen with a couple blockers up front. It gets almost to the sticks at the 40-yard line.
Well, Ayers is your leading receiver left because Van Viersen, your star tight end, is out. Jackson Harvey, the Butler commit, is out, and a handful of other great receivers. So Ayers is kind of filling that void as the slot receiver. He makes a nice catch there. Here on 4th down and short, he can't make it. What a play by Warren Central. It's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, dangerous throw, bit of a low snap there. Try to make something out of nothing. That was a long throw that they're lucky the defender was looking for the receiver to catch it and tackle him. If
Jelani Reed could have taken that for his 4th interception. And just like that, another 3 and out, the 3rd time that the Irish offense has done so. We'll see here what Warren Central can do on offense. He struggled for a quarter. Maybe now this is the type of momentum play you need. Your defense gets the stop.
Yeah, and we saw, a lot of screens on that first quarter. I think if you're Warren, let's establish the run game here, and let's try to get some misdirections. Let's show something here out of the backfield.
Oof. The big throw, a little too far past the intended target. So that'll set up 2nd down and 10. It's Keyshawn Williams, who yet to have a grab today, but he had a big 47-yard touchdown last week against Carmel. Similar play call there, but they can't connect.
Yeah, I really like the play call, though, right? On that change of possession, right? On 1st down, you come out, you try to throw something deep, maybe catch Cathedral a little bit off guard, but that ball was overthrown, and it'll set yourself up for a 2nd down.
Jack Quillen has had a great season. He's been the starting QB since week 2, but he comes off his worst game yet as we see a pre-snap penalty.
Good sportsmanship there. He knew he got the hard count, picked him right back up off the field.
Boy,
but yeah.
If I'm the center, I don't want Max Bird. I mean, he just reached out with his bare paw and knocked him on the ground. Didn't even have to try. That is a big man at nose tackle.
A couple first half scores. Plainfield leading Martinsville 7-0. Brownsburg leads Hamilton Southeastern 7-0 around the central part of the state of Indiana here. So some big-time games going on, and a lot of teams trying to get healthy. Carmel leading Lawrence Central 12-7, and Ben Davis leads North Central 7-0. Carmel, the number 2 team in Class 6A, with that 12-7 lead on the road.
Boy, how about that turnaround from Kevin Wright? That has been impressive. A guy who used to coach here at this stadium. He really has shown what he can do, turning around a program that was dead in the water the last couple of years at Carmel.
Yeah, and we saw what they did to this Warren Central team just a few weeks ago and putting up 40-plus points. And again, here offensively for Warren, it's kind of like, all right, the wheels are starting to roll, and then when they get rolling, here comes Cathedral's defense to put on the brakes for them.
It's a defense that has really carried this team at points. We talked about how your starting quarterback, Cam Kors, is out, but he wasn't necessarily having a spectacular season before then. It's been the defense that has really willed this team to a handful of its victories at 5-3.
Reminds you some of those Chicago Bears teams, right? You've got a capable quarterback that can make throws when needed, but it's almost a game manager type situation.
Yeah. Here's the pass, hauled in. It took a couple bobbles, but he makes the play. He moves the chains, and it's been a big-time target. Michael Tanner. Jack Quillen loves throwing to this guy.
Yeah, Quillen with plenty of time in the pocket, sets his feet, turns the shoulder towards the receiver, fires a bullet right off the hands, and it's enough for a 1st down into the plus of the 40 at the 39-yard line.
Tanner over 30 catches. He leads the team in that category. Nearly 400 yards on the season. He's got a couple touchdowns. He's been the quarterback's best friend out of the slot.
I think you're 4 down territory here if you're Warren, right? You got a 1st and 10, plenty of time on the clock.
And they'll look to throw on 1st and 10. The pocket collapses. Quillen can be mobile. He gets brought down behind for the 4th sack of the day from this Irish defense. Jones gets him yet again.
Yeah, you talk about a covered sack, right? Quillen goes through read number 1. Nobody's open, has to scramble, tries to get out of it, breaks out of what should have been a sack, and then tries to move forward. But here comes that second effort, that second line for Cathedral for the sack to push them back. A lot of defense here, and I think if you're Cathedral, you've got an opportunity. You look up on the scoreboard, let's get this football back for our offense with plenty of time on the clock before we go to halftime.
Dossett's the running back, sidecar left of Quillen. It's a quick screen out to the wide receiver, blown up right away. Keyshawn Williams made the catch and was immediately brought down, a loss of 2.
Yeah, just too many screens here. You're almost with your Warren. It's like every time Quillen comes out of the backfield and winds up to throw it, it's a screen. They've been blowing that up. They were in the backfield there, and I think you bring pressure here on 3rd and long.
Well, it's a passing situation. Unless you want to concede and just punt, you're going to try to throw the ball here, so why not bring pressure? It's worked so far today. 4 sacks by the Fighting Irish defense.
Yeah, I think, if you're Warren here, it's a quick throw. It's a 1-step drop. Fire it, try to get some extra yardage. Maybe you can break a tackle or 2 to get enough for the 1st down.
Quillen, pistol, Dossett behind him. He loses the ball. It's on the turf.
Oof.
He'll be brought down for sack number 5 by this defense, and that one you're gifted.
Yeah.
And gifted the sack.
The Irish are bringing the pressure. It's throwing timing off here for Warren. We've seen a few low snaps. Obviously, that interception in the 1st quarter, and then here on the bad snap puts them way back. It'll be a 4th down and 30. And Cathedral will field this punt right around the 1st down line, right around the 28-yard line. Should have some time to possibly bring a return here, but it looks like they're going to bring the house and try to block the punt.
How about the change of field here? It's another low snap. High punt, and likely just a fair catch opportunity. Certainly that at the 29-yard line. Cathedral, a chance to go up 2 scores. This one is brought to you, of course, by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have been trusted partners for inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation. Ride with us. Call today at 317-396-1023. Cathedral on offense with a touchdown advantage.
Yeah, 7-0. You got the football back. Plenty of time on the clock with 6:53. Keep this ball on the ground. Keep that clock rolling and see if you can break one here on 2nd or 3rd down. Been impressed defensively for the Irish because we'll have a timeout as a player lost the helmet here. But, yeah, very impressive defensively for the Irish. This is a huge effort so far in this 1st half. Not only pitching the shutout, but Warren Central really hasn't been able to get anything going. The screen game has not worked for the Warriors. Cathedral's defense has been in the backfield early and often.
It's a defense that's only allowing 17 points a game on the season, pitching a shutout so far. This is the quick wide receiver screen by the wingback, and he'll gain a couple before getting blown up there.
Yeah, Timon with the blow up there was in the backfield before they knew it, caught it, turned, and bang, right in your grill for the loss. We knew it would be a defensive battle. We know the clock wants to continue to roll on both sides. But it'll be interesting to see if some of these seniors that are going to probably sit out the 2nd half, let's see what these younger classmen could do. It could be another defensive battle, or we could see a shootout in the 2nd half.
Shotgun snap, he'll look to throw. It's the backup Finn. The lefty rolls right and throws it. How about that? Wide open, still on the move. He didn't step out of bounds. Look at that from Cathedral. You get the catch, you get the run. Finn looking comfortable. And how about Ollie Lewis with the reception?
Yeah, Lewis on the comeback. A great throw by Finn across the body on the run. Delivers it on the money, turn upfield.
Just his 2nd catch of the season. His other one went for 80 yards and a touchdown. This one, a nice chunk play. 25-plus yards before he's ripped out of bounds. Biggest play today from Cathedral. And Pappas brought down, but he'll gain a couple hard-earned yards. Talk about this wide receiver core. I mean, you're missing the Butler commit Jackson Harvey. Played a lot of great games for you. He's missed now 6. Nate Van Beersen, your star tight end, leading the team in receiving, is out. Pappas off to the races. Pappas got one guy to beat. Brought down from behind, but he gets into the red zone. Jimmy Pappas, another big-time run. This one goes for 23 yards.
Yeah, Caden Martin and that offensive line opening up a huge hole for really the second time in this first half. The last time Pappas took it to the house, he'll come out here, but a first down inside of the red zone, marking at the 19-yard line.
Big Tuna, the left tackle, with a big hole there on 1st and 10 in the red zone. Here's the handoff, and gaining a few yards coming into spell for Pappas is Jordan Greenwell.
Yeah, Greenwell, we don't really call his name too much.
J.J. Kennett, my apologies.
J.J. Kennett, yeah, he's got some size there. He'll come out after a nice little chunk there, but it's kind of like the fullback handoff there. Plenty of room, plenty of size.
That's his first carry of the season. Of course, we've talked about was one of the best, if not the best, running back duo in the state. Jimmy Pappas, Xavier Dangerfield, the latter being an all-state selection last year, but Dangerfield's missed now his 3rd game. Here's Pappas, brought down from behind, but he gains enough to move the chains inside the 5.
It almost seems like every time Pappas gets the football, it's 4 yards minimum. Gets the edge there, they'll go tempo inside of the red zone.
Here's the 7th play of the drive. Pappas in at running back, Finn out of the gun. Hands it off to Pappas, who has brought down a tackle for loss.
Yeah, Warren all over that, expecting the run to Pappas again there.
And it's Andrew Winkle, who's been in and out of the lineup, the star linebacker. Good to see him healthy. He's got 9 tackles a game. He's been fantastic, but again, I mean, he's only played and now he's missed 4 games. He's only played in half the team's games. Been a long drive, eating up a lot of clock here for the Irish. Pappas is the running back. He'll take the handoff, and he is blown up again. Boy, look at that. About 5 Warriors collapsing on top of the starting running back.
Yeah, now I think it's an opportunity to see what Luke Finn can do inside of the red zone. You know, when you kind of get inside of that 10-yard line and goal to go, the field really shrinks, and it does give a little bit of an advantage to the defense. Let's see if maybe you can get a rollout here, have Finn maybe throw it, kind of rolling out towards the end zone, maybe get a nice up back to come back on a route, and look in the slot right here, possibly for 32 Ollie Lewis.
This is where the game ended last week. You lost by 7. Would have, if they scored the touchdown, gone for 2 and a chance to beat Covington Catholic. He had 4 shots from the 7-yard line, couldn't convert. Here's maybe another chance to rectify that. It will be a pass into the end zone for a touchdown. Learning from last week's mistakes, it is a touchdown pass from Luke Finn. What a play there.
Yeah, Finn with a great job staying in the pocket, letting the play develop, come back route, touchdown.
Look at the tight end Landon Hughes here. He gets his 3rd touchdown reception of the season. Finn's 2nd touchdown pass of the year as the backup. Oh, just a perfect route, quick throw. That was beautiful. And that is how the Irish are up 2 touchdowns on the road at Warren Central. Everything working well for Bill Peebles' squad right now. Decimated by injuries, doesn't matter. The PAT is successful, 14-0 Cathedral on IndianaSRN.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through. From coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
A 10-play, 71-yard drive took over 4 minutes of clock and most importantly resulted in 7 points for the Irish. How about this? Cathedral on the road, up by a couple scores here, but still plenty of time for Warren Central. This is big. Guess who gets the second half kickoff? Warren could tie this up with a couple good drives.
Yeah, 3 timeouts, 2:46 on senior night. Let's see if they can get the ball moving through the air if you're Warren Central and cut this lead in half, as you mentioned. Great point. You get the second half kickoff, so you want to get some confidence into the locker room here if you're Warren Central's offense.
Plenty of time, 3 timeouts plus, obviously a full 80 yards to go, but you certainly have a lot of confidence. With the clock stopping on first downs and out of bounds, you can move the ball up and down the field here.
Yeah, but it's been a great effort for Cathedral's defense. Obviously an interception and 5 first-half sacks. They're going to bring the pressure, and it's made Quillen a little bit uncomfortable. He's had to throw quickly, hasn't been able to go through his progressions because the Irish defense has been in the backfield.
Quillen, the sophomore quarterback, has started since week 2, and he's done so admirably. But today he struggled, as did he last week. Here's the handoff. It goes to Dossett, who carries a few bodies with him. A nice gain of about 7.
Yeah, and it's been first down gains, but it's been second and third down where Cathedral's brought that blitz and has pushed Warren Central back here in that first half. They've had losses on multiple second and third down attempts here, so let's see if Cathedral brings the blitz.
The team's top pass rusher is Michael Pugh. He got the tackle on the run down there. It's second down and short. Quick throw. Oh, it's incomplete. Boy, I don't know if it was a miscommunication or just a poor throw, but he cannot connect with Keyshawn Williams.
Yeah, I think Quillen thought he needed to get that football out of his hands before he really did. Now, there wasn't much of a blitz there. There was one guy in the backfield, but he had the protection and just threw that on the comeback route, skipped off the turf.
And now on third down, boy, if this defense can get a stop, you give your offense another chance with a couple minutes remaining in the half.
Yeah, both teams with 3 timeouts. This is a huge play.
5 wide for Quillen, no help in the backfield. He throws this one on the run, first down and more. Off he goes. How about that? The biggest play today so far for Warren, making the catch off to the races. That was a beautiful play. Catch and run by Caden Sturdivant.
Yeah, nice play there on third down. Quillen makes an aggressive throw across the field on the screen, and it turns out catches it on the run, and that gives them a burst of speed and momentum with 2 to go here in the first half.
Dinwiddie, the linebacker, with a touchdown-saving tackle, the 5th catch of the season by the sophomore Sturdivant. And now in business, J.T. Whitaker's team. Quillen with a high snap. He will hand it off, and boy, brought down right away. How about that play?
Yeah, we talk about timing, right? A lot of timing issues. That's about the 3rd or 4th snap that hasn't been in the breadbasket to Quillen, and that's allowed Cathedral to blow up the play before it starts.
Aiden Flournoy with his first tackle for loss today. That was Ortega with the rush. He hasn't been able to find a lot of room. In fact, he's more of a slot receiver, maybe wing back, but he's had to play running back today with Keon Thomas, the star for the Warriors, out of the lineup for the 3rd straight time. Shotgun for Quillen. Sense of urgency high here. He'll look to run. He tucks it himself. Off he goes. And that'll be about 5 yards shy of the sticks.
Yeah, nice job there by Quillen, feeling where the pressure was coming from, stepping up in the pocket and taking off downfield for positive yardage. This has been a pretty well officiated game. We haven't seen a lot of penalty markers in this first half.
I have not told you who the umpire and referee and line judges are. That's a good thing. I will when the time comes. But for now, with 1:22 remaining in this half, here's a big 3rd down and 5. Not in field goal range yet. Quillen out of the gun. Quick throw. It's in the air and nearly picked off. Incomplete.
Yeah, thrown slightly behind the intended target. And now Warren's going to have a decision to make here. 4th and short, 1:18 to go.
How about the announcer's jinx here? I say we didn't have to hear from the refs. Now we do. The white cap is J.P. Patterson, and he will speak there. An ineligible man downfield. They decline it. 4th down and 5. But boy, Houston Dinwiddie is 6'3". If he's 6'4", that might be an interception.
Yeah, Dinwiddie, who already has had some big plays tonight, including a sack. Very athletic. And now what do? You're not going to kick the field goal because that's a 49-yarder. 4th down and 4. They converted on their last 3rd down, a big play. We'll see if they go back to the screen, which has been Warren's bread and butter here tonight.
Talk about that field goal, the longest kick for Jermaine Ellerly this year, just 24 yards.
Go D! Don't jump on the hard count.
4th down and short. All the pressure in the world and evading it. Picking it up with his legs. Quillen gets it done. Some life for Warren Central.
I think he just got past the sticks, maybe by an inch or two. Great job there by Quillen. There was 4 or 5 white jerseys in the backfield. He ran past them and got enough to get the first down. So now you got to go quickly here. $1:12 to go, but all 3 timeouts.
Still not in field goal range. Of course, he wants 7 regardless. His running back is Dossett. It's Quillen, the sophomore quarterback. Throws this one to the end zone, incomplete.
Yeah, great defense downfield, double coverage there. It's a pretty well thrown ball, but a little bit of a timing there with some contact right at the end zone and incomplete 2nd down. I like the throw to the end zone there.
Double covered there. Nelson and Ryan Friege, today's honorary captain, back there in the secondary. We'll try this one again. 2nd down and 10.
We're going to go empty backfield here, too, 5 wide.
Look for some pressure here. Boy, it is coming. They're going to rush 7 guys. Quick screen. Making the catch and run. Keyshawn Williams picks up the 1st down. Williams off to the races, but boy, this one's coming back.
Yeah.
Looks like a block in the back. The flag flies.
Nice screenplay. Had blockers set up on the comeback route. And that would have put you in goal situation, but flags all over the field. That's one's going to come back.
Just when I praise the invisible J.P. Patterson, he's shown up a couple of times here. His crew, Drew Calvert, the umpire. Your headline judges, James Rasco. Ryan Guillory is your line judge, and Daniel Huckstep, the back judge, who threw that flag there, negating what was going to be Keyshawn Williams' kind of breakout catch of this game.
Yeah, kind of now right back to where you started when it was that 4th down play in which you converted. They're going to bring this all the way back to the 29, right around the 30-yard line.
10 yards from the spot. What would have been in the red zone, maybe inside the 10-yard line now. Instead, you got 30 yards still of green turf in front of you. Pistol formation, it's Dossett the back. Quillen looks Dossett's way, will throw it instead. A laser over the middle of the field. That's enough to pick up a 1st down. Making yet another catch. Boy, has he been big so far today.
Wide open on the slant route. Gets right back to where they would have been on the previous play. 1st down on the 11-yard line, 50 seconds, taking their first timeout.
Quillen's been huge. A nice throw there on this drive. Zach Wallace, the team's leading receiver, gets his first catch. We've got our first timeout. We'll step aside here on IndianaSRN.
Wide open.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
With Tony Donahue, I'm Nathaniel Finch. Greg Smith, our director. Daniel Thacker braving the about 67-degree beautiful weather up on top of this press box at Warren Stadium, the east side of Indianapolis. And right now, it's the home team, the Warriors, trying to strike and get on the board for the first time right before half. Quillen looks to throw. He'll do the goal line fade. It is a pass interference. So incomplete by a mile. The intended target there, Zach Wallace, and it was the crime on Zion Hill, the Ball State commit.
Yeah, a bit of a, maybe an overthrown ball there, but they got tangled up timing-wise, kind of wrapped them up. It was a clear as day call there, and it's been a drive here for Warren that started good and then was brought back. And then they got a 4th down and then it was brought back. And then they had a big play and it was brought back. So it's really been a back-and-forth drive here to end this first half for Warren. You certainly want to find the end zone with little time on the clock left in this first half. And as you mentioned, they get the football to start the second half. So this is the big-time momentum drive that you want to end in 7 if you're the Warriors.
Half the distance to the goal will be 1st down and goal from the 5, maybe the 6-yard line here. So you got a few cracks at it, and you have 46.
Yeah, so 1st and goal. You don't have to abandon the run game here. They've gone to the air a lot on this drive.
Actually, you could pick up a 1st down at about the 1-inch line if you need to. Looking to throw. Quillen to the end zone, just out of the outstretched arms of his intended target. It's incomplete.
Yeah, nice play there. Had the opening And if that ball is put on the money, that would be a first down, or that'd be a touchdown.
Tanner was looking for his 3rd touchdown of the season. Couldn't quite get it. And Quillen's made some good throws today, but that one I think he'll want back. Good thing is you have plenty of time, 42 seconds. And you still have some timeouts, so you could still run the ball here if you really wanted to, although have not been able to have much success on the ground. It's Dossett, the running back, looking to throw again. Quick strike, it's another incomplete.
Yeah, and you're lucky he missed that ball because that would have been intercepted if it was on the money. The route was broken.
Williams, the intended target. We'll try this one again from 3rd down.
Maybe a delayed draw here, right? Obviously, Cathedral's probably thinking you're going to throw the football because that's what you've done this entire drive. You still have timeouts. 3rd down.
3rd and 5 from the 6-yard line. Out of the pistol now, a new look. Dossett, the back. Looking to throw again with pressure on the blind side. It is, dropped. The walk-in touchdown from Jonathan Dossett was dropped.
Yeah, the timing there of just barely getting that football off. And the throw just slightly behind the intended target, but it goes off of his hands.
And now it's decision time, Tony. You failed 3 straight times. Do you try for a 4th or do you kick a field goal? I think this one is obvious.
Yeah, I mean, Dossett has not gotten the football the last 2 drives. They've just thrown it every time here. They became one-dimensional. Now on a 4th and 4, I think you go hard count, maybe see if you can get Cathedral to jump. But I would have ran it on 3rd down.
Yeah, I probably would have ran it on 1st down. With the timeouts that you have and the fact that you could still pick up a 1st if you get it inside the 1, that would stop the clock. Why not run it a couple times? But Quillen's had success this drive. We'll see if he can work some magic one more time.
Yeah, watch the edge blitz here for Cathedral.
Stack formation, 2 receivers on each other's heels, looking to throw right away. Corner of the end zone, it's caught. Touchdown on the slant. Proving you and I wrong, he can do it. Michael Tanner receives the catch, his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Yeah, Cathedral pretty much brings the house there. It was one-on-one coverage, and the quick slant on 4th down, a big-time play, did exactly what you wanted to do if you're Warren. You go down, score, and don't leave a lot of time on the clock. Know when you get the football, start the second half.
Take a look at this. In motion with the slant, just can't catch up to him. Caden Nelson in coverage, and Michael Tanner with his 3rd receiving touchdown. Jack Quillen's thrown 14 of those this season.
Yeah, and what do we talk about? Same thing last year, right? Cathedral gets out to a 14-0 start, and Warren grinds back. This is a big-time drive to end the quarter.
An 80-yard touchdown drive. It took over 2 minutes of time when you only had 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That is a well-executed drive. Give us a chance to step aside one final time this half on IndianaSRN.
Fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today and take your passion for high school and college sports to the next level.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
Warren Central gets it done, an 80-yard touchdown drive. Michael Tanner finds the paint from the throw from Jack Quillen, and just like that, Warren Central a chance to tie this game up when we come back from halftime, but 29 seconds separate between us and that. Here's a little squib, and it goes out of bounds, so you'll start from the 40, see if you can't get to the 29-yard line to get in a range for your All-State kicker in Van Krisloff. This one's brought to you by Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years, Dynamark builds strong relationships through exceptional service. Call today, 317-328-2555.
Yeah, kicking it out of bounds is not what you wanted there. Still got 2 timeouts. Get a nice chunk play here on first down. Anything can happen there. Ball took a big old bounce off the turf and went out of bounds. So good field position, 29 seconds and 2 timeouts. They're going to line up in victory formation.
Instead of trying to, just run the ball or do any kind of quick slant, they'll just concede and head to the halftime happy with a 14-7 lead. And Tony, when we were talking pregame, I think that Bill Peebles is happy with this result because with all the injuries that have decimated the Fighting Irish, they found a way to get up 2 scores early, which ironically is the exact same thing that happened last season. Unfortunately for the Irish, it was a Warren Central win then. We'll see how this one concludes. Still another half of play remaining as the clock strikes 0 on half number 1. The teams will head to the break. We'll break it all down and preview half number 2. A loaded halftime show. Senior night here at Warren Stadium. That means you get to hear from Tony Donahue and I a little bit more, and that's next right here on IndianaSRN.
Right call, right decision.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew.
Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
It's a 7-point Irish lead after one half of play at Warren Central High School. The number 10 team in 6A hosts the number 3 team in 5A, the visitor, leading on the scoreboard. Tonight's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN. Any reuse of the picture or audio without the expressed written consent of the IHSAA and IndianaSRN is strictly prohibited. We thank you for watching on IndianaSRN. Nathaniel Finch, Tony Donahue, a loaded first half. When we entered this game, we thought it could be a shootout. We thought maybe Cathedral doesn't score with how many injuries, down 7 starters. But it has been the exact opposite of what we thought coming into this one. Cathedral goes down, and after offensive struggles early, a few punts, they really figured it out. Warren Central puts together a great drive there at the end of the half.
It was really a first and probably about a half quarter dominated by Cathedral.
Yeah.
They find themselves up 14-0, and all reliable Jimmy Pappas, one of the top backs, obviously one of the best backfields in the state of Indiana is what Cathedral has. Obviously they have a player injured here tonight, but Pappas with the two big runs, one goes for a score, and you find yourself up 14-0 if you're Cathedral. But late in that second quarter, Warren drives the football down, aided by some penalties defensively for Cathedral, to put up the 7 points there, and they convert 2 fourth-down plays, one there for the touchdown to cut the lead in half, and you'll get the football back to start the second half. So that might be a game-defining drive there to cut the lead in half, and now you get the football to start the third quarter.
Well, Pappas scored first for Cathedral that at the end of the first quarter, so it put the Irish up 7-0 after a pair of 3-and-outs, really figuring out on offense there with a nice drive. Pappas punches it in from 18 yards away, and then you get another, well, in fact, a turnover on downs, so kind of a failed drive there for Cathedral when you got the ball back. But then they figured out how to move the ball again. Ran all the way down the field, and it was a 7-yard touchdown reception from the backup tight end Landon Hughes. It's his third catch in the end zone this season. And we thought, okay, well, Cathedral could run away with this one. There were 3 minutes left in the half. Cathedral had the 14-0 lead. But we saw what J.T. Whitaker is capable of as a play caller and what this offense is capable of, putting up 30 points a game coming into this one. We saw marching right down the field, Quillen the quarterback, finding his receiver, Michael Tanner, in the end zone when it mattered most. And to your point, now Warren Central can come out here in about 15 minutes and tie this game up.
Yeah, and I think if you're sitting at home, you're wondering why Bill Peebles decided to knee out that first half at the end of the second quarter. And I think it's multiple reasons. One, you don't want to go in the locker room a player down because you tried to drive the football with 29 seconds. Yeah, you have one of the best kickers in the state of Indiana and 2 timeouts on the clock. But there's been some timing issues really on both sides. And you don't want to snap a football over the head of your quarterback or force him into a situation where he could turn over the ball and give Warren the football back. So I didn't mind the decision to go to the locker room by taking a knee. Now, look, this is the Cathedral defense that came out early on fire. They had 5 first-half sacks and an interception. A lot of penalties there on that late drive there, which really got Warren going and then got him off the football field into the end zone there with about 29 seconds to go. So really a back-and-forth first half. It was Cathedral and the defense dominating that first, probably 20 minutes, and then that last 4 minutes really dominated by Warren, moving the football down the field and finding the end zone.
Well, it's a pair of sophomore quarterbacks. Quillen for the home team has been the starter since week 2. He's really performed well, over 1,300 yards this season. But give me your thoughts on Luke Finn, the backup quarterback for Cathedral, who last week, after Cam Coors got injured, it kind of took Finn a few drives to get his feet under him. But then he led a couple scoring drives, nearly came back and won the game at Covington Catholic in Kentucky last week. What are your thoughts on Finn as, again, maybe took him a couple drives to kind of get his feet under him, but they really found a way to march down the field twice?
Yeah, nice throw there in the end zone, in the red zone to get the touchdown to the tight end. But I thought it was a very impressive throw in the start of that second quarter. When he's about at the 30-yard line on the run, throws across his body for the completion on the comeback route for a first down. It looks like he's gotten comfortable. Obviously, you can play two-dimensional football when you've got Jimmy Pappas in the backfield that gets you plus yardage on almost every run. So I like the passes, and they've been comfortable, high percentage passes. He's only had one throw, and that was across the field on the screen on third down that I thought was a bit forced. Obviously, that didn't go for any gain, and they punted the football away. But he's managed the game. He hasn't made mistakes, and he's handed that ball off to Jimmy Pappas.
Now, on the other side, the other sophomore quarterback, Jack Quillen for Warren Central, coming off his worst game here as the starter against Carmel. They only scored 7 points, really struggled last week. What was your take on kind of how he rebounded from that interception early and how he played in that second quarter?
Yeah, look, the Cathedral defense has been in the backfield, and so you're going to have to force up your timing, and every quarterback has that clock that it's like 3-4 seconds to get rid of the football. Well, with Cathedral's defensive rush, it's like 1-2 seconds, go through your reads and throw it. Made some good passes there on that last drive. One was deep, and a great throw, a great ball on that touchdown to get into the end zone, which was much needed because that was a fourth down, right? He had just missed on third down on should have been a wide open touchdown. The timing was a little bit off. There was one that the route was cut off on second down, but step up there on fourth down and deliver an accurate pass for the touchdown. I was impressed with what we saw with Quillen on that last drive.
Well, the other game on our network, Fishers lead Zionsville 14-10 at halftime. That is Troy Darengowski and Keith Myers on the call there. Certainly a good game. We've got a good one here as well. 14-7, the Irish with the lead over the Warriors. We'll give you the rest of the scores, at least of note from around central Indiana and across the state. When we come back, this is the halftime show on IndianaSRN.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year-round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. You know, donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, and which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation, or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
At halftime, the Irish a 14-7 lead over the Warriors. Cathedral on the road playing well. We'll talk about what the second half has in store in a matter of moments. This one is brought to you by Risk Work. We make people feel safe. We protect your business. You live safe. We've got it covered. Call Risk Work today at 317-379-6755. Tony Donahue, I'm Nathaniel Finch. Tony, let's take a look at the scores from around Central Indiana.
Yeah, heading into halftime, LC with a 20-19 lead over the second-ranked Carmel Greyhounds.
Wow.
They were down early 12-7, but LC has came back on their senior night. They lead 20-19, as mentioned. Ben Davis currently leading North Central 27-7. Lutheran with a 14-0 lead over McCutcheon around the state of Indiana. A lot of great games tonight. Cardinal Ritter trailing Danville 35-7. Decatur Central leading Franklin Central 28-3. Elsewhere with, again, the last week of the regular season here before we turn things. Avon, the 8th team. They were on these airways last week on IndianaSRN. Avon leading Noblesville at halftime. That score, low scoring, 10-3. Guerin Catholic with a 38-14 lead in the second quarter over Lafayette Central Catholic. Center Grove, number 4 team in the state, only lost to this Cathedral Fighting Irish team. They lead 20-12 on the road at Bloomington South. High School Bloomington North leading Southport 48-0. Indian Creek leading Monrovia 20-6. As mentioned, Cecina and Triton Central having at it tonight, 6-0 at halftime. Favor of Triton Central, number 6 Fishers. They lead at home against Zionsville, 14-10 in a close scoring contest there. Greenwood Christian Academy. We've seen them on these airways before, 41-0 over Faith Christian. Mooresville leading Perry Meridian 21-7. Westfield 28-7 leaders right now over Franklin Central. And elsewhere, Lawrence North, the 7th team in Class 6A, they lead Pike 14-7. And a couple other scores before we get this one going in the second half. Roncalli with an 8-0 lead over East Central. That game is at halftime. And elsewhere from here in Central Indiana, and again, a lot of great games going on. A lot of ranked matchups really going on here in the state of Indiana. Number 1, Brownsburg, with a 21-0 lead over Hamilton Southeastern at halftime. Martinsville and Plainfield locked up at 7. Plainfield, one of the top teams in Class 5A, at 7-7 late in the second quarter of that game.
This one brought to you in part by the Laborers International Union of North America. That's LIUNA. The Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages and benefits, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. We are LIUNA. We hit the second half after this on IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Cathedral and Warren, a tight battle here on the east side of Indianapolis on IndianaSRN. I'm Nathaniel Finch with Tony Donahue. The Irish with the lead. They scored 14 unanswered, and then Warren Central fought back, and guess what? It's the Warriors who will receive the second half kickoff. You put together a touchdown drive here. We get knotted up. We'll see how half number 2 goes. Certainly a lot of promise in this one. We thought it'd be a good one coming in. But the big storyline, Tony, is the fact that 7 starters not wearing pads tonight for Cathedral. They found a way anyway.
Yeah, and we talked about who's going to step up and who's going to take advantage of the opportunity to play late in a regular season contest against Warren. That, look, both teams are in very much the same situation. You want to get healthy, and you want to stay healthy with a week off next week. Both teams will take on one-win opponents in that first week of the 6 and 5A state playoffs. So getting healthy, staying healthy, and getting comfortable. We saw Cathedral this time last year go up 14-0 on Warren, and Warren came all the way back for the victory. So Warren's thinking deja vu, and it really started on that last drive of the first half, going all the way down, aided by a few penalties, but a great touchdown pass by Quillen to get in the end zone for the first time. And Warren with some momentum getting the football back here to start the second half.
Well, you talk about this sectional draw for Warren. You're in a favorable section here in sectional 7. You will play 2 and 6 Perry. You go on the road for that one after next week's bye. But on the other side of the bracket is the 1-win Southport and 3 and 5 Arsenal Tech. So you really feel good about getting your 4th straight with how strong Warren's been this year, getting your 4th straight sectional title. It's not really that easy for Cathedral. Good news is you play 1 and 7 Anderson. You hit the road there. But then you're probably going to have to travel to New Palestine. This is, of course, if New Pal, the 8-0 team, one of the best teams, certainly ranked number 1 in the class, one of the best teams overall in the state. They head to Plainfield, 6-2, the Quakers. That's going to be a good matchup, but you're probably going to play at New Pal for this one, and that's going to be one that you want all of your starters back for. Sure, it's a good story. You're up on Warren Central by a touchdown with 7 guys out, but you need as many of those reinforcements as you can against maybe a top 3 team overall, regardless of the class.
As a coaching staff and as players, you never want to look forward. You never want to look to the fact that you're going to get a 1-win opponent in 2 weeks with a chance to advance and take on in the sectional championship a team like New Pal. But if you look at Cathedral, I think the goal is stay healthy here tonight, get your starters off the field early, get your starters off the field here early next week when you have a New Pal team that's got to go up against Plainfield. And Plainfield, although tied right now at 7, is one of the top 5 teams in Class 5A football as well. So a huge opponent coming up next week for New Pal. And if you think about it, really, a lot of experts are saying that state championship is going to probably come down to 3 weeks from tonight when Cathedral takes on New Pal.
Half number 2 underway. One of the up men takes it, and boy, is smashed down to the ground just past the 30-yard line. Here's the exact quote from Bill Peebles. "We hope to get a couple guys back for the playoffs, but we are in a tough spot. You're down 7 starters, including your star quarterback, your star running back, your star tight end, your star wide receiver. We'll see how many of these guys can return for sectionals, but that is certainly a storyline going in." What did you say the score of that Lawrence North game was?
20-19.
So if LN loses, then Warren Central becomes the MIC champions. Now you win it by a share, so you're not the outright champions, but if LN is to lose that game, you are a share of a MIC champion. We'll keep an eye on that score as we go throughout for Warren Central, but that is certainly one to watch. And, of course, the MIC gets a lot harder next year when Carmel and Center Grove join the fray.
And right on cue, LN with a touchdown to go up and take the lead.
Yeah, they know what's on the line there. They don't want to be shared champions.
Maybe a little scoreboard watching going on both sides for LN down the road here and here right inside of Warren Stadium.
Of course, with Cathedral being independent, here's the near first down reception. He gets close. He'll be a yard shy. It'll be 3rd down and short for Warren on this opening drive of half number 2 with the reception. Boy, he's got a handful of these today, including a touchdown. Michael Tanner has been impressive out of the slot.
Yeah, Tanner's kind of become Quillen's little safety blanket here, there, and a nice throw there across the body. Kind of sidearms it, flings it in there. A nice catch. And right almost to the stick, so a 3rd down and short here. So we talked about that last drive going into the halftime, right, and the momentum, and we talked about we might go back to that drive and say this was the defining moment of that first half. And here again, right here, can Cathedral's defense, which seemingly spent the last 6+ minutes on the field in that first half, can they get off the field here? And we're going to have a timeout on Warren.
Oh, you hate to burn an early timeout. You want to save those things like gold in half number 2. Well, the Irish have 4 sacks today. Can they get their 5th and get off the field? Will Warren pick up the first down? We'll find out after this on IndianaSRN.
Lawrence Central.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present.
but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey sports fans, are you ready to get even closer to all the action with IndianaSRN? Subscribe now and never miss a moment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get instant access to exclusive live streams. Stay updated with real-time scores and breaking news by following us on Twitter, your ultimate source for everything Indiana sports related. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube and smash that follow on Twitter. Join the IndianaSRN family today.
Coming at you hot on a 3rd down and 1. Warren on offense. Here's the handoff, a jump cut, a 1st down and more. What a play there to move the sticks and get across midfield. Jonathan Dossett, his biggest run today.
Yeah, great patient run there. First hole closed up, bounce back to the left, cut right up that B gap, get across the 1st down marker into plus territory.
Had the jumbo package and it worked. Dossett stays in. Out of the gun will be Quillen. Struggled early in the first half, found his footing on that final touchdown drive to end the second quarter. On the run, makes the throw and the catch near the boundary. It moves the sticks. Boy, climbing the ladder was Zach Wallace, the 6'3" wideout.
Yeah, Wallace went up, and that's what they teach you. That's what they teach you in camp as a young kid. Go up and catch the football at the highest point. He goes up, gets it. Quillen delivers it to him a little bit high, goes up and gets it. Just seems like this Cathedral defense has been on the football field for an awful long time. Midway through that second quarter, the long drive, now they're back on it. They had a lot of momentum in that first quarter with the 5 sacks and an interception. And here again, back against the wall.
Here's the handoff.
Whoa.
Oh, bouncing it to the outside. I think the defender thought it was a fake because he kind of gave up, and it turns out Dossett still had the ball. He gets maybe a gain of 2, but what certainly could have been a loss of 5.
Yeah, Florno, I think, thought that he didn't have the football because he had the running back gobbled up in the backfield for a loss and then just kind of let off of him.
Would have been his 2nd tackle for loss today.
So, again, we talk about things that, you don't want to happen and you want to eliminate. And right there, thinking that he didn't have the football when he did, bounces it off. Should have been a loss of 5. It's a gain of 2.
Empty set. Here comes the 7-man rush. Tucking it and running himself. He's got room. He's got the first. Brought down from behind, but the quarterback draw on the delay works to perfection.
Yeah, Quillen, kind of the first time tonight, Nathaniel, that we've seen him get those legs churning and move the football via the ground there. Might have been a draw all the way, but again, a blitz there. He stepped up in the pocket, took it enough to the 25-yard line, and another drive here. Warren looking to tie this thing up for the first time since early in that first half.
The big edge rusher, Michael Pugh, brings him down from behind, but the legs, we've seen Jack Quillen not really run the ball at all this season. He does so well there. Here's the wide receiver screen, ducking out of a tackle. What could have been a loss of a few might be a gain of 2.
And I'm waiting to see Cathedral's defense just get up and swat this screen away. There's been a lot of screen passes ran by Warren, and I think if you're Cathedral, you got to know when that's coming. You got to break that route. If you can break that screen pass, you'll be off for a pick 6.
Keyshawn Williams, the team's leading receiver, had a 47-yard touchdown 7 days ago, but he's been bottled up. Been really impressive what this defense has been able to do, bottling him up. By that time, you make something out of nothing. It's 2nd down and 9.
And again, you're 4 down territory, even though it's 2nd and long here. You want to get a little chunk play.
Dossett, the running back, they'll throw to him on the screen. The big man has some space, and he plows through some tackles. He'll move the chains inside the 10-yard line. Operating in the red zone for the 2nd straight drive is Warren Central.
And when you blitz like that and you leave the wide receiver open out of the backfield, Quillen does a great job of dumping that thing off and into the red zone. All of a sudden here, Nathaniel, we've got a ball game. This Warren Central offense on the last 2 drives has came alive.
The 9th play of the drive. Forthcoming here inside the 10-yard line. Can you tie the game? Dorsett stays in at running back. Shotgun Quillen. He'll hand it off. Up the middle. Dorsett still pushes forward. He's inside the 5 before a handful of Fighting Irish stop him.
Nathaniel, a great call there, right? What did we see last time down? It took them 4 chances to get in the end zone, and all 4 times they threw the football. Here on 1st and goal, let's hand it off, try to get some yardage. I'd expect another handoff here on 2nd down.
And why not when you've got the 220-pound big power back Dossett coming in relief. He started the last 2 games. Keon Thomas has been incredible this season, but Dossett's really held his own. You certainly hope that with next week's bye week, maybe you get Keon Thomas, your star running back the week after, looking to run himself. Quillen into the end zone for a touchdown. And just like that, a PAT away from a tie ball game.
Yeah, 13 straight points on back-to-back long possessions. It was a 6-minute drive to end the half. This is a 5+ minute drive here to take momentum right back and possibly with a PAT tie this one up.
The first rushing touchdown in the career of Jack Quillen. He certainly has thrown the ball plenty with 14 touchdowns, but has not been a rushing threat at all this season. That changed this drive. A big first down carry and a big touchdown rush. Here's the PAT from Jermaine Ellerly. It's successful. We are tied at Warren Central on IndianaSRN.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the...
It's a 10-play, 67-yard drive, ate up over 4 minutes of clock, and results in a 5-yard rushing touchdown, the first of the career of the sophomore quarterback, Jack Quillen. And just like that, after a 2-touchdown lead for Cathedral, we're right back in it, tie ball game.
Yeah, back-to-back drives offensively for Warren, ends in points. A 10-play drive here, an 8-play drive to end the half. And I think, we talked about it. It seemed like Cathedral's defense has been on the field game clock-wise for 10+ straight minutes. Obviously going into the half to give up the touchdown. Warren gets the football, drives all the way down here. So it's been about halfway through that second quarter since we've seen the offense of Cathedral on the field. What can they do here to now answer after giving up 14 straight?
Yeah, and to your point, you watch your defense give up 2 long drives before you even touch the ball again. So this is really a good chance for the backup quarterback, the sophomore here, Luke Finn. What can you do to kind of make things right after this game's tied up out of nowhere? Pappas off to the races. Jimmy Pappas off like a rocket ship, and he'll take it all the way to the house.
That's how you do it. That is how you do it.
A 69-yard touchdown scamper, the second of the game for Pappas, the 5th of the season. And just like that, the Irish back on top.
That's his 3rd straight 100-yard rushing effort. And that's how you answer it right there. You hand it off the middle, give it to Pappas. He's in for a 2nd touchdown.
And look at this, untouched.
Great job by the offensive line.
Nobody gets a finger on him. Nobody breathes on him, Tony, and he just off to the races. Man, I thought Dangerfield was the big-time back. How about Pappas?
Twice now breaking big runs for touchdowns. He had another big run there in that start of that second quarter. Well over the 100-century mark here on the night.
Chris Loff, the sure-footed PAT kicker, puts this one through, the 3rd touchdown of the night. As we head Warren on offense after this, trying to tie it up again. How about that answer from Cathedral on IndianaSRN?
It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours. So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple. Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Jimmy Pappas, a 69-yard touchdown rush. It only took one play for Cathedral to retake the lead. We'll see what the answer is from Warren here. Boy, he's a guy that spells Xavier Dangerfield. He's not even the main starter, but with Dangerfield on the mend, he's missed now the last 3 games. Pappas becomes the bell cow.
Nice boot here for a touchback. And again, the defense still maybe didn't get a chance to sit down, rest a little bit, but you get off that bench a little bit quicker when you have that 21-14 lead, and a big night for Pappas. 5th time this year he's over 100 yards, 3rd straight game, 1,000-plus rusher on the season. And, that'll be when Dangerfield comes back, that'll be a double-headed monster in the playoffs that Cathedral will have on the rushing attack.
And now it's time for the sophomore Jack Quillen to come out, see how he responds leading this offense. Boy, do we have a good game here, Tony.
Yeah, and, Ken Cathedral's defense now stepped up. They stepped up there in that first quarter and a half, so to speak, before that long touchdown drive. And once again, Warren comes right back on the field, down 7.
Here's the handoff. It's Ortega who's off to the races, but maybe they'll be stopped after a gain of 1 or 2. This one brought to you in part by Officially Human, the mission to restore respect for game officials, recognizing them as authorities on and off the field and on the court. Do your part. Practice good sportsmanship. No officials, no game.
Yeah, great job officiating here tonight. It's been, for the most part, clean. Some flags there late in that first half. But can Warren answer? Now, once again, back down 7.
The running back Ortega looking to throw. Quillen sidearms this one into the flat. A catch and run of about 8 yards. He'll be shy of the sticks and will set up 3rd down here and short. Yeah. Making the catches, the big man there. Cody Twyman hadn't seen a ton of catches.
Yeah, Quillen likes that quick short pass, comeback routes. And we'll see here on 3rd down and 3. Can the Irish defense get off the football field?
Ortega now leaves the backfield. It's a 5-receiver set. Quillen on 3rd down and short. We'll pause and take a peek over to the sideline. Here's the sophomore signal caller. Again, came into the season as the number 3 quarterback. Then somehow after a week beat out both Goss and Dennison, and he's the starter. And he lofts this one to the boundary, making the catch. I don't think it's enough. It will certainly be close. This might be 4th and 1 from the 29. It's a tough call here. What do you do?
Yeah, nice job there by Dinwiddie coming in on the tackle on the cross the turf pass there. It's going to be 4th and short. I think you
stop just short of the first. Yeah, you punt this one away. Tanner with his 6th or 7th catch today. He's been a short yardage warrior, but he comes up a foot shy.
Yeah, you just don't want to get stuffed again on 4th down and give Cathedral the football inside of the 30, so you punt this one away. Been a couple good punts here by Warren. They've been able to get it up in the air, get some good hang time, and not allow returns for Cathedral. But Cathedral's going to come here with a 2-return set with 3 seconds on the play clock.
Here comes the punt. They do snap it in time. A wobbly short punt picked up on the run, and oh my goodness, Freegee. Here comes the flag.
That's as dirty as it gets.
He just got smashed to the ground. A burial. Warren Central celebrates. Cathedral checks on their man. My goodness. That was a huge hit. And we'll sort it out after this on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
The punt returner, Ryan Freege, returns to his feet. He got laid out on the sideline. Sure appeared like he was going to step out of bounds and just got wall-lipped. The flag flies. We'll sort that out in a moment. But a reminder about the IndianaSRN sports page. We're proud of our wall-to-wall sports coverage every day, high school, college, and pro. Check it out, coast to coast and around the world, IndianaSRN.org. Click on the sports page tab. How about that hit that Freege just sustained? I mean, that he's going to be feeling that one.
Yeah, and there was a penalty marker, so they called it. Obviously, led maybe a helmet-to-helmet type of situation there.
And unnecessary. He was stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, he fielded it, had some momentum, but was giving himself up out of bounds, and Freege absolutely got laid out, clobbered, got his bell rung. It's nice to see him get up, walk to the initial sideline under his own power for the most part, but yeah, the defender from Warren Central comes flying in, led a little bit with the helmet there, and obviously just laid the hit stick down. And just one of those things, a momentum timing type play. There was a flag, so it'll be a necessary roughness penalty, and Cathedral's got good starting field position here, just shy of the 30.
A lot of guys in, maybe a run play for Pappas. It will be. He'll take off and be wrapped up right away. Still a gain of about 2 after that 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty. Best starting field position for either team. Starts this one from the 32.
I will say this, when you have a hit like that and you have a big-time boom play where somebody's down and somebody's getting celebrated, you look at it from a couple different angles here. It could get chippy here. It was great of the officials to bring both coaches together, say, hey, look, let's just keep it clean. Let's keep it safe. And as we talked about, both of these teams in the same situation. You want to be healthy, and plays like that where certainly it was unnecessary, a little bit too rough of a hit there.
The chains move, hurry-up offense. Pappas gets the edge. He'll try to get out of bounds there. He's brought down, but will gain a nice 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, Freege in the 10 here getting looked at.
Yeah, you think at this juncture of the season, this game doesn't mean anything in terms of what the postseason is going to look like. No conference implications. He's probably done for the game, regardless of how healthy he is or not.
Well, from a coaching strategy, you're going, okay, if we win this game, great. From a player strategy, they're going, they just laid out my buddy. I want to go out there and score on him. Drop.
Incomplete pass. The lefty Finn unable to complete that one. This one brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry, your independent agent, proudly representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call today, 317-894-7000 for coverage tomorrow. Pappas stays in at running back. He's the bell cow now with Dangerfield out. A couple guys in motion. They'll both need to get set here. 3rd down and medium. That's a trips formation, as you see. And we'll see flags fly. This will be a false start. And that makes 3rd and 7 is one thing in terms of your playbook. How about 3rd and 12 makes it a lot harder?
Yeah, I mean, you still are in range if you don't convert here on 3rd down. But, yeah, those are the type of penalties that we talked about, tonight, where you throw the records out. It's last game of the year, but something like that, where you might be driving against a team like New Powell late in the state tournament. Those type of things are the differences, and when those little penalties and those things add up, that can be the difference between a win and a loss.
Especially when you have your backup quarterback in. If he has to play into the tournament, you really want to make life easy on him. Here's the handoff. No, the play action,
fumble.
The screen, it's on the ground. Is that incomplete? Is that a fumble? We'll see. That is likely a fumble there. And it is. Warren Central has it. And guess who? The star, All-American, All-State, Alabama commit, J.J. Finch.
Yeah, Finch in the backfield blew it up before Finn could wind it up to throw it. It was stripped out and recovered. And Warren with the big play here on 3rd down.
Look at big number 11. Barely blocked. He gets his big paws on it, brings it down, and then scoops it up. That is why he is playing for Kalen DeBoer and a top 10 team in Alabama next year.
Yeah.
It must be in the namesake.
Yeah, great coaching opportunity here for Bill Peebles. Look, when you feel it coming and you feel that sack coming, you got to tuck that football away and protect it. Now we give Warren Central the football back with all the momentum in the world, down 7.
His father, a legendary safety for Warren Central, went and played for Florida, played for Indiana. Injuries kind of derailed his college career. He played for Marion at the tail end of it, but 2 great players here as this one flies, and so do the flags. Incomplete, but it'll be pass interference and a free 15 yards here.
Yeah, I love the play again. Once again, on a turnover, a momentum play, you got 1st and 10. You go deep with it. Feet got tangled up. Flags come out on the pass interference play. Still had an opportunity to maybe cut back and catch that football. Nonetheless, they're going to get a free couple yards out of it. Yeah, I remember Finch. Remember his dad. What a speedster.
Really a story of what could have been. He, I think, broke his leg in his freshman year at Florida, transferred back to IU, and just could never find it again. But he has given his son all of that athleticism.
So here we go.
Finch.
Back against the wall once again for this Cathedral defense.
Here's the quick pass, breaking a tackle or 2 all the way to the 30-yard line. That'll move the sticks. An impressive catch and run there. Quillen with a good throw.
And again, you have everything to play with here when you're on 1st down with that momentum. You get the turnover, then you get the penalty. Now you get the big play to get yourself down to the 31-yard line.
Watch the Bengals-Steelers game last night. It was Jamar Chase with a franchise record 16 receptions. I mean, Tanner feels like what Chase is doing right now. He's got 8 or 9 catches today. He's been fantastic, and he's the one that gets that catch. Just so elusive is Michael Tanner. Timeout called here. Warren takes their 2nd. We'll step aside as well. Nathaniel Finch and Tony Donahue on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more. Visit www.local.
Coming at you hot on a 1st and 10. It's a pistol formation. Handoff goes to Dossett. He takes a lick from a couple of those star linebackers. He'll gain a couple of yards.
Yeah, defensive-wise for Cathedral, they've been in the backfield early and often in there. They get a nice push, maybe a couple of yards, but 2nd down and long. Chittard currently trailing to Cincinnati Elder, a team that Cathedral knows a lot about, 28-7 at halftime.
Is that one in Cincy or is that here?
In Cincy.
Shotgun for Quillen. Put together a nice drive here. Following the J.J. Finch strip sack. Throws this one toward the boundary, out of reach of his intended target. That's Zach Wallace. We'll see a 3rd down and long.
Had the comeback route. Wide receiver was open, just slightly overthrows him. Now a big 3rd and 8. I think you're in 4-down territory here.
The longest field goal kicked by Jermaine Ellery this season, just 24 yards. That's basically a PAT. So like you said, we're probably not going to see a field goal in this situation. Claps right now for Ryan Freege, who leaves the tent, being hugged by his family after he took a wallop of a hit on that last punt return. Good to see he's running around just fine. But I'm sure he's shaken up still. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown! What a throw, what a catch. And Warren Central, the PAT away from tying this ball game up. Zach Wallace holds it in, his 8th of the season.
Wallace goes up and get it, but Quinlan put it right on the money towards the back of the end zone. It's one of the best throws you'll see.
Great throw. He had a step on his defender, and he makes the catch there. And you wonder if that would have been a situation that Frege would have been in coverage. Instead, unable to make that play happen.
Frege was shaking his head, yes, gave a thumbs up, got a hug from Mom. Go ahead and take some bench, kid. Watch the rest of this one and get ready to get healthy for the next 2 weeks.
Here's the PAT. It's successful. It's a tie ball game. The waning moments of the third quarter on IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
It's a tie ball game on the east side of Indianapolis. A pair of neighborhood rivals duking this one out. The final few minutes of quarter number 3. And after Warren Central drives all the way down the field, it's a 68-yard scoring drive that ends with a beautiful throw from the sophomore quarterback Jack Quillen to his star junior receiver, the 6'3" Zach Wallace. Just like that. Tie ball game. Is this one a high kind of squib kick?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. Picked up by one of the up men. Now he is off and running, and he'll be brought down inside the 20, maybe the 15-yard line there. You don't see Taquari Dockery making a ton of returns, and he's the one that picked that one up.
Well, Mr. Finch, this is seeming like it's going to come down to who's going to go for 2 late in the fourth quarter. I don't think we're going to see overtime in this one.
The final game of the regular season. This one, no implications on conference. Of course, Cathedral Independent, Warren Central would lock up a MIC title, at least a share of it, if Lawrence North loses. We'll keep an eye on that one. But no implications. You want to stay healthy. You certainly don't want an extra 5 minutes of time here.
I think we're setting up here for Cathedral one-on-one coverage. We really, so far tonight, haven't called out the name. Number 17, as we talked about, that is Evan Johnson. He's got one-on-one coverage at the inside of your screen. Maybe some of these smaller plays, these quick throws, these runs sets Peebles and the Cathedral Fighting Irish to maybe try something deep.
It's Adam Ayers who had that last reception, his second of the game. He leads the team in receiving. Here's the handoff to Pappas. Nice jump cut. It's a man who had a 69-yard touchdown rush.
All right.
And there'll certainly be some laundry at the end of this one.
Here we go.
Finch in the middle of things.
This is going to escalate.
2 neighborhood rivals. This game was chippy last year, a crazy, wild 34-28 Warren Central win, and there were a lot of these flags at the end of that game, and now we might have something. Of course, we saw the big, potentially dirty hit on Ryan Frege on the punt return, knocked him out of the game.
And unfortunately,
these are 2 teams, again, no love lost.
Unfortunately for Cathedral, this is going to be offsetting because the initial penalty was going to be unnecessary roughness on Warren, but then Cathedral retaliates, so it'll be offsetting. And yeah, Pappas just continuing to move those legs, was picked up in the air, really the only way that they could get him to the ground. Then they threw him down after the whistle. You can't do that, about as obvious as it comes.
You see J.P. Patterson, Drew Calvert, James Rasco, Ryan Guillory, and Daniel Huckstep talking this one over.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity here with flags all over to probably send one line judge each to the sideline and say, look,
take it easy.
Had the big hit. Yeah. We don't need that after the play. I understand it's a 21-21 game. We still got a quarter to go. I know you guys don't like each other too much on the field, but I know both of these coaches have a great respect for each other.
You hungry? You looking for somewhere to eat tomorrow maybe? How about Aspen Creek Grill? We got a couple locations for you. Why go anywhere else? If you're looking for fresh, amazing food, servers who truly care about your experience, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. Here's what we got. Personal foul on the defense. That's an unsportsmanlike conduct against the offense as well. To your point, we'll see some offsetting penalties. A couple unsportsmanlikes on the offense.
Well, my Dorito Mountain Dew diet. Use some Aspen Creek Grill. So again, yeah, you know, it was a late hit, picking Pappas up, throwing him to the ground, but then the reaction to Cathedral, who are already fired up, right?
Yeah.
They just saw one of their best
warriors.
players, Freegee, get laid out on the opposite sideline.
Yeah, this will, because there were 2 unsportsmanlikes after the play, this will go 15 yards against Cathedral's offense. So if you just have the 1 from each squad, it offsets. If you have 2 during the play, then they offset. But because these were 2 following the conclusion of the play, the 2, 1 from each side gets offset, and Cathedral with that kind of third push will
double
be penalized.
whammy.
Yeah,
the double whammy.
Yeah, the good news is it's still first down and 10.
Tempers and emotions. Starting to play into this one.
Shotgun, handoff, Pappas ripped down.
They brought the heat there.
The game is to number 20, Jimmy Pappas.
It's tough because Pappas had a nice rush there that was all negated.
Yeah. And it was Pappas doing what Pappas has done all season, keeping the legs churning, playing to the whistle. He's a hard tackle, as we've seen all night here tonight.
Tied at 21. Here's the quick throw. The screen to the tight end. He'll take off toward the edge. He'll gain about 5 yards. It sets up a second down or a third down and short after Landon Hughes made a nice catch and run.
Might have been a defensive holding there. It wasn't called, and that might have sprung him open just a little bit more. But again, a big third down here. Momentum shifting type play.
Finn, the sophomore backup quarterback, in because Cameron Cords has a shoulder injury, sustained it last week. You hope he's back for sectionals in a couple of weeks, but for now it's Finn's show. And he looks to throw. Nearly intercepted, tipped up in the air, falls down incomplete. Intended target Landon Hughes. Bring out the punt team.
Yeah, I think that's a ball that Cords throws and hits. They're the timing a little bit off, a little bit of a wobbler. And despite the, after the whistle, slamming of Pappas to the turf, Cathedral will be forced to punt the football.
Yeah, and you wonder what would have happened if you just keep your composure. You would have had an extra 15 yards tacked onto about a 15-yard run, and you'd be off to the races. Go take the lead again. Now instead, you're going to be playing with your defense on its heels. Here's the low punt snap. It'll be a line drive kick, and caught, tackled down. 43-yard line where this drive will start. Warren Central with good field position and a great opportunity to take its first lead today. It's been a back and forth one. It's certainly been a chippy one. These 2 neighborhood rivals. This one is brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Can you volunteer today? Call 317-686-6239. Nathaniel Finch, Tony Donahue, our director Greg Smith. Up on top of the press box is Daniel Thacker. It's a good one here on IndianaSRN.
Big time opportunity here for Cathedral's defense to step up. They've given up touchdowns in the last 3 defensive possessions. Stop the run and force them to throw the football and maybe break something on a screen, which is what Warren's been trying to do.
They don't blow the whistle for a while there. Look at this. How about Cathedral saying they have the ball? The referees probably should have blown that one dead 5 seconds prior. They let them play. The result should be a fumble, but I don't think that's what this call is going to be.
Wow. Kind of a bang play there.
That these officials lose control of this game with how chippy it's been with what's going on. They'll say it's a turnover. Do they? No, they don't. It looked like he was saying first down for Cathedral. He was instead waving on the ball to come back because Hardin ripped it up and ran to the other end zone. I mean, this is, you got to be careful here.
Yeah, this is, we felt like we were teeter-tottering on the edge with the last personal foul and late hit. Here we go.
looking to throw with time over the middle of the field, incomplete. We'll see a third down and long now.
And no matter what, if you're Cathedral, here's a way to get that momentum back and to quiet everything down here by getting off the football field.
You lose control of the game for the first time today. It's been all in Cathedral's hands. Got up 14-0. When the game was tied, they immediately went down the field with a one-play drive to take the lead again. But now you kind of lose control. Now it's all in Warren's favor. You've got the momentum, you've got the home field, and a chance to take the lead. To your point, this could be a huge play for this Cathedral defense. It's Quillen out of the gun. His running back is Dossett. He'll look to throw. He's got pressure. The 6th sack of the day for the Irish, and it's a big one. You lose 15 yards. Quillen gets knocked to the deck by a handful of Fighting Irish.
Yeah, great pursuit there. Quillen trying to make something out of nothing. Kind of bobbled the ball there, and by that time he was wrapped up. So what do we talk about? An opportunity for Cathedral to shut it all down and get off the football field and hand it back to your offense heading into the fourth quarter. Should have an opportunity here to maybe bring some pressure on the punt.
Here comes the punt from Ellerly. It's a high one. Picking this one up, losing the football, but he gets back on it. Will go down after a big hit. Boy, you're used to Ryan Freege returning your punts. This time Tim Onyeteach will take his spot and took a big lick there. A guy that's missed 6 games this season, his first game back. And boy, he took a big hit there. That ends quarter number 3. We're tied. We're right back where we started. 12 minutes remaining in this one on IndianaSRN.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Tied after 3 quarters. We now start the 4th at Warren Central High School on the east side of Indianapolis. No love lost between these 2 programs. And after a pair of 3 and outs, here is an opportunity for Cathedral. Take a look at how this last drive ended. Another sack, everybody in the backfield. Almost losing the ball. You get brought down by a pair of Irish. Michael Pugh leads you in sacks. Marcus Shannon has a sack tonight as well.
Well, you're heading to the fourth quarter. We don't know if we'll see Warren punt again, but if they do, I think if you're Coach Bill Peebles, you get everybody away. You had the big hit, kind of drifting on that last punt in there, almost fumbled, kind of trying to catch it on the run.
Heavy set formation. It's a sweep for Pappas. He's got running room. He gains 10 yards to move the chains. Jimmy Pappas has been nothing short of incredible today.
Yeah, Pappas is doing his best to get the last word. Another run of 10-plus yards, and that's enough for a first down.
Great opportunity here for the visiting Irish. The final game of the regular season. Classes 1 through 4 as we see this throw down the sideline incomplete.
It's kind of waiting on that play call, right? We kind of talked about it in the third quarter. A lot of these short passes, a lot of these runs, setting yourself up downfield. I like it on 1st and 10 there, just slightly overthrown.
So classes 1 through 4 start the first round of 3 sectional games this upcoming Friday. We'll have a few games. We'll tell you about those upcoming. But these 2 teams, 5A and 6A, you get the bye. Less teams, only 4 per sectional. So they get a week off before they each play a 1- and 2-win team to start that second round of sectionals. So you win 1 game against a lesser opponent, you get a chance at a sectional title.
talk about, chess matches that these coaches play. And if you're an Anderson or a New Pal looking at Cathedral film, you're going, they got running backs. We don't know who's going to beat us. They've got 2 different quarterbacks that can throw the football. Obviously, Corals will more than likely be back.
3rd and long here. It's a sweep to Pappas. He's had success on this play, and he nearly gets what he needs. Boy, it's going to be a close spot. He will be maybe 1.5 yards shy, and it is likely 4 down territory right here. They're going to run right up to the line and try to catch this defense off guard.
Yeah, watch the hard count.
4th and 1.5 yards, we'll call it. Here's the handoff. Pappas up the middle. He gets initially stopped, spins his way forward, moves the chains. Jimmy Pappas has done it all tonight.
Once again, something out of nothing, keeping the legs churning, gets the spin, and yards after contact are something that Pappas loves to do, and he's been doing it here all night.
He's been the main source of offense for Cathedral today with a backup quarterback, and he has done nothing but produce. Here's another handoff. He's patient. He waits. And he is stood up right there by a handful of Warriors.
Great job by the refs here. This is Pappas, who's been running all over this defense here tonight. Warren obviously trying to get the stop to get the football back.
A pair of 5-3 teams, the final tune-up before sectionals. Of course, you get the week off as we detailed. And each team coming off a loss. It's a big one here, 21-21 into the 4th.
And Pappas has broken a couple here. Now another 3rd down.
Yeah, and you get the vanilla play call of just running it up the middle, but Tony, that has worked a handful of times, including the 69-yard scamper from Pappas earlier. Why not just keep it simple and just run it right up the middle?
Yeah, constantly wear them down, right? I mean, this is what we talked about in the 4th quarter. This is how you win football games, by running the football and wearing that defense down.
3rd and 4. The emphasis of field goal range. Oh, but this could change things. You're going to move back 5 yards now. And now instead of 3rd and 4, it's going to be 3rd and 9. We talked about this earlier. With a backup quarterback, you really need to limit these types of penalties. You are now, A, probably out of field goal range, and B, instead of 3rd and short, where it's maybe 4 down territory, or, a shorter gain, you got to really dig into the playbook here with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, and we talked about it when Warren Central had the football, right? These are mistakes. These are penalties that you don't want to happen because they can cost you late in a game when it comes to the state championship tournament coming up that starts in 2 weeks. So let's see what they can draw up here on 3rd and 9. It's probably 4 down territory. Let's see if they can get a chunk of yardage here on 3rd.
Finn out of the gun, man in motion is the tight end. It'll be a throw to that receiver who loses the ball, incomplete.
Yeah, never really had it. Turned to run with it. It was kind of a slow-moving play and a slowly thrown ball.
Adam Ayers, who can't bring it in. Would have been his 3rd catch today. Instead, it's 4th down and long. And what do you do here, Tony?
That's a 52, 53-yarder.
They're going to call that a fumble that went out of bounds, and he's going to even lose a couple more yards there.
Wow. The ball's on the 38.
I don't know if I agree with that call, but what are 2 yards, right? It is actually huge for this
55-yarder.
How about this? His career long is 46 yards. It came in a game winner that you and I had at the Selleck Bowl at Butler University against Chatard. This would be his new career long.
He can do it. He can hit it. Low snap.
55. Here it is. It's got the distance.
Oh, just short.
Oh, he can't. It had the trajectory. It just didn't have enough distance. Boy, that one was close.
Whew. Looked like it had the distance, then that ball came down in a hurry and just fell short of that bottom post.
If that doesn't tell you how talented Krisloff is, a high schooler who can make that, probably would have been in from 53 yards. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think the low snap kind of maybe slightly altered the timing. Yeah, he still got a good boot into it. Probably didn't get the hang time that he wanted, and it falls short.
And how about that? If you didn't false start there, or even, I just said it'd be good for 53. It would have been a 53-yarder if that wasn't a fumble that was ruled. Man, I don't know. I mean, I'm up here.
So that's a touchback right on the missed.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Tony, we're up here, so, I don't want to criticize what the Zebras are doing down there, but that certainly looked like a forward pass that was dropped. They ruled it a fumble, and that probably cost them 3 points. Here's the throw. Quillen, and flags fly. It'll be defensive pass interference and an extra first down. You move more down the field. That's a lot of things that just went wrong for Cathedral, and the margin of error is just by a couple of yards.
Yeah, that's the 3rd or 4th time that we've seen Warren Central go to the air on a first down play, initially knowing that their defense just got off the field, via a stop. A little bit of a hold back there, and Warren Central will be awarded the first down. I believe that's their third first down here in this second half via a penalty marker.
We didn't see penalties a major factor in half number one. That's kind of changed here. And you wonder, with these two neighborhood rivals, do we see more penalties throughout the final 9 minutes or so of this quarter? Quillen, it's the sophomore quarterback who's come in and earned the starting job since week 2. He hands it off to Jonathan Dossett, who powers his way forward, bulldozes for 8 yards, and gets past the 40. A big-time run by the backup running back turned starter with the star Keon Thomas on the mend.
Both of these running backs churning those legs, getting yards after the initial hit, and we saw it there. I mean, look, both teams are content to run the football. And after that first contact, it's like it fuels them to go even more and grab a couple extra yards.
Dossett will be the running back out of the pistol. This is Quillen, the sophisticated quarterback. A 3-step drop. Here's the screen just out of reach of Dossett. It's incomplete, probably on Quillen. That could have been a first down if it was a little bit better thrown.
Yeah, this is kind of a stop-and-go second half, especially here in this fourth quarter, and it's like, okay, who's going to grab that momentum? Who's going to bust out that big play? And Warren's got an opportunity here to take their first lead.
A third down and 4 here for Quillen. A tie ball game, a defensive battle for the last 10 minutes or so. 4 receiver set with a little bit of time. Now the pocket breaks down, and it's another sack. Sack number 6 of the day for the Irish. And the punt team will likely come out. Boy, yet another one.
Yeah, in a huge moment, right, on third down, trying to get off the field. And 8 minutes to go. Cathedral's offense going to come right back on the field with an opportunity to, what they would hope to be, to go on a long drive. Although we've seen their drives be pretty quick, especially with the runs out of the backfield from Pappas.
The second straight 3-and-out from Warren Central. And it's been 4 failed drives between these two teams in a row. Certainly changed from the shootout we thought we had.
Fair catch it, please. Thank you.
And why is that, Tony? Explain why you want Tim Onyeteach to not risk anything.
Well, Warren's done a great job punting the football and getting hang time, which is what we've seen. The first one on the run led to a huge hit that knocked Frege out of the game. The second one, kind of the same type of play, tries to catch it on the run, bobbled it, fumbled it, luckily got it back, but yeah, just go ahead and fair catch that bad boy and take it where it lands.
After a missed 55-yard field goal and a comedy of errors at the end of the previous drive, we'll see what Finn and this offense can do with a backup sophomore quarterback in because of a Cameron Kors shoulder injury. He's played well today. He's going to lead this drive. Jimmy Pappas, the bell cow now, will gain about 6 yards on first down. It's a good start. But, boy, the fans think it's a late hit. We talked about how chippy this game is going to be.
Yeah, especially, even later into this fourth quarter with the tie game. Once you get out there, you start hitting, you start playing, you want to win the game. And tied at 21, it's anyone's ball game. See if Cathedral can find themselves on a nice drive here.
Pappas again with a handoff, the senior running back. Came into the season and played the first half as the number 2 running back behind the All-State Xavier Dangerfield. Well, Dangerfield out for the last 3 games now with an injury. You hope he's back for sectional time in a couple of weeks. But Pappas has really shouldered the load, 30-plus carries the last 3 weeks. Yeah, and he's been over 100 yards each of those times.
Yeah, and if you can get Dangerfield back healthy and have that double-headed monster with Pappas out of the backfield, that's huge, especially if you get Kors back. Man, this is a dangerous, if healthy, Cathedral team.
Third down here, no help in the backfield. It's a screen. The big running back will take it himself. The freshman, J.J. Kennett, will get nearly enough, boys. It's going to be maybe a foot shy of the line to gain unless they give it to him. We'll see what the spot is. They will.
Wow.
Oh, that is a generous spot. And how about the freshman, the 200-pound running back, on a screen making it happen?
Well, nice job there to first make the catch, right? A lot of times,
his first catch of the season.
Yeah, a lot of times you see the football coming your way and you want to turn and run with it before you haul in the catch. Grabs it, is patient, and just enough for the first down.
Pappas back into the game, bursts his way forward, ripped down to the deck. He'll gain 5.
Again, that clock continues to roll.
That's how Cathedral wants it.
Yes, we get ever closer to the halfway point of this fourth quarter.
Hurry up, Luke Finn trying to keep the defense on its heels. Another handoff up the middle. It's Jimmy Pappas with another burst. The second effort moves the sticks and gets the Irish into Warrior territory.
Yeah, into plus territory they go, move the sticks. You're playing a little bit of tempo here, which seems to work.
Back up to the line immediately, trying to keep this defense from subbing. They'll run the ball again. Maybe setting up a play action. Pappas stopped right away.
Now remember,
brought down there by the linebacker Andrew Winkle.
Warren Central with just one timeout, as you mentioned. They called a timeout early in that third quarter, and then they called another one, so they only have one timeout on the board with 5:30 to play.
At the mercy of what your defense can do here. You can't stop the clock, but just once. Tight ends go in motion. It's now a 4-receiver set with trips at the top of your screen. Finn hands the ball off again. A passing look, but they do hand it off and gives the running back space. He gets walloped by J.J. Finch, the All-American. Was named Navy All-American yesterday. The All-State player, and he's still down. Boy, the Alabama commit will take a second to get up.
Maybe a little bit of a stinger.
And we'll take a moment to step aside as well on IndianaSRN.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
Your kid's Friday night touchdown. Just Wit HD on Roku. IndianaSRN is bringing Central Indiana high school sports right to your living room in crystal clear quality. With over 350 live contests streaming each year, from football under the lights to basketball buzzer beaters, we're putting local athletes in the spotlight. Search IndianaSRN on your Roku device today and never miss a moment of hometown glory.
Finch is up off to the sideline under his own power. We invite you to become an SRN sponsor today. Support high school and college athletics across Indiana while putting your business in front of thousands of loyal viewers each week. Contact Coach at IndianaSRN.org. That's Coach at IndianaSRN.org. Back in this one, oh, how about this? Some movement. The hard count gives you a free first on 3rd and short.
Yeah, we seen it earlier in the third quarter, right? We talk about those timing type plays and not jumping on the hard count. It happens there, and a free first down.
The other game on our network has gone final. Fishers, after a tight first half, ran away in the second, winning 28-18 against Zionsville. Here's the handoff. Pappas hit behind the line. Still finds a way to gain a couple of yards. He has been so impressive today, Tony.
Yeah, he really has. And again, it's that initial contact. Keep churning the legs forward. And it's obviously frustrated the Warren defense as they got a penalty marker earlier in this fourth quarter on a late extra hit there, kind of throwing him to the ground.
Here's another handoff. Pappas again. He'll lower his shoulder, still a gain of just a couple of yards. A reminder, tomorrow on our network and on HCAC.tv, it is some college action on the south side. Manchester at Franklin. A good matchup there in the HCAC. A couple of Indiana schools in Division III football. So we'll have that one for you. Pregame starting at 1:15. As we've got another shotgun snap. The freshman in, and he'll gain a few yards. How about this? Not a single carry coming into this one. Steps up with Dangerfield out. J.J. Kinnett will move the sticks.
Yeah, 3rd and 4. Give it to the big man. Maybe you have something to use late in the game in a couple of weeks in the state tournament. Need 1 or 2 yards. Looks like J.J. Kinnett could be the go-to guy.
The final few minutes of this game, and a tie ball game now in the red zone. It's Kinnett who will take it and run with it. This is an offense in the red zone this season, 12 of 19 scoring-wise, but you only have 5 touchdowns. Yep. They've really done a good job scoring touchdowns in the red zone tonight. Both trips, they've found a way to put it through the paint.
I'm really surprised here that they're going quickly.
Here's Pappas who will lower his shoulder. You're right. You'd think they'd try it. Now that you're this far in and you're, in theory, going to get at least 3 points, why not let the clock run out a little bit?
Yeah, you don't want to give the football back to Warren. They only have one timeout, and we got guys falling. We got Warren Central players that are just falling over.
It's a hard-fought battle late in this one. We rejoin in a matter of moments on IndianaSRN.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through, from coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
Welcome back here. 3 minutes remaining from Warren Central. It's a tie ball game, and boy, has it been a good one. It's one that's brought to you by LifeWise Academy. Programs supporting educators and communities by improving student outcomes. With LifeWise Academy, your community can bring biblical values back into the classroom. Call today, 614-367-5767. And the injuries taken care of, heading off the field. We'll be ready to get this one back underway.
Let's see how they play the clock here, too. Sutton went down there on the substitution. Kind of a free timeout there for Warren Central's defense.
A defense that needs it looks gassed. 3 minutes remaining in this one. Does Cathedral score? Does it score too early? 3rd down and short inside the red zone. Pappas, the star running back, has gone over 200 yards on the afternoon, and he stands in at running back. The clock will roll, and you think Cathedral's just going to stand there and look pretty for the next 20 seconds.
I don't snap this till about 7 seconds. It's a 3rd and 1. Then you wonder if they don't convert here, what the play call would be.
You have the sure-footed kicker. Pappas to the right of Luke Finn, the sophomore backup quarterback. Pappas gets the rush. He's got enough. He's going to go toward the goal line and in. Touchdown, Cathedral. Jimmy Pappas, his 3rd touchdown rush of the day. He converts, but did he leave too much time on the clock? Pappas with the hat trick.
3 touchdowns, and again, that initial contact has not been enough by the defense of Warren Central. Turns, spins, keeps the feet moving into the end zone for the 3rd time.
These are some good players on this Warren Central defense, and he is just mowing right through them. Pappas with 3. They're going to go for 2 here. I don't know.
They do they do this every time where they kind of run out, they see the look, and then they bring in Kristoloff to kick it in.
Good call, because I wouldn't go for 2 when you still have 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. You might as well just...
Now, if I'm Warren and I score, I think about it.
Absolutely. Here's the Kristoloff PAT, ever important between the pipes. 28-21. The Irish with the lead. The final stand coming up after this on IndianaSRN.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
A great one here on the east side. It's Warren Central going to have the last say of things. 2:26 on the clock. in the fourth quarter here. Cathedral just took the lead, the 7-yard Jimmy Pappas touchdown. It's his third of the game, which matches his season total. He's got 6 now on the year as Van Krisseloff just launches this one through the back of the end zone as he does so well. Maybe the best kicker in the state. But now it's time for Warren's offense. We saw them perfectly execute a 2-minute drill when all seemed lost on offense at the end of the first half. Can they do so to tie or maybe take the lead here at the end of this one at home to wrap up the regular season? Tony Donahue, I'm Nathaniel Finch. We got a treat here on IndianaSRN.
Yeah, situational football here, right? You've got to know where the sticks are. You've got to get to the boundary. You've got to get out of bounds. You only have one timeout. You have to get up to the line, try to spike the football. You've got 80 yards to try to tie this or possibly go for 2 to win it. I think let's see what Cathedral's defense does here, dropping back into coverage.
Quillen looks to snap, and he's hit right away. Another sack for this defense. It's the 7th of the game, and it's the team's top pass rusher, Michael Pugh, who knocks him to the deck.
My goodness, just a 3-man rush there, and Pugh just drives his feet into the ground, passes the defender, and gets the sack. Big-time play there defensively on first down.
After 2 straight 3-and-outs, it's an offense that has struggled. Empty set, quick throw over the middle of the field, you get the first down. And moving past the 30-yard line, a nice throw, a nice catch, a nice run. The clock stops momentarily.
Still got to hurry.
Chains reset, but yeah, like you said, you need to get right back up to the line.
Get back up to that line. No need to spike it here, maybe just a quick throw.
As Zach Wallace, the team's top wideout, made the catch on the run.
Yeah, nice job there. Nice pitch and catch in
just
space.
One timeout remaining for the home team. Looking to throw. Quillen over the middle of the field. Oh, man! The game-ending interception falls to the turf. Would have been his 4th of the season, his 8th of his career. Zion Hill, the Ball State commit, with one he's going to want back.
Yeah, he definitely wanted that one back. That would have put the game on ice for the Cathedral Fighting Irish, but got to keep going.
Boy, Hill's going to fall asleep tonight thinking about that one. He could have had the game-sealing pick. A guy that's going to play on Saturdays. And now Quillen gets a chance to breathe. He'll lead the offense, the sophomore quarterback.
That'll make Quillen think twice about going that direction, though.
4-receiver set, 3-step drop. Looks to throw, will be sacked again. The 8th sack of the day for this Fighting Irish defense.
My goodness, and I think if we're talking about players of the game.
Call a timeout, they do.
Obviously on offense with what Pappas has done, but man, this defensive pressure, this defensive push, 8 sacks tonight for the Cathedral Fighting Irish.
And what do you think we see here from this JT Whitaker Warren Central offense now that you can't protect your quarterback, you're well behind the sticks, and you need it with just 97 seconds remaining?
Yeah, 3rd down. You obviously want to give Quillen enough time to be in the pocket, poise, and step into a throw, as we saw there on that 2nd and long. But interesting to see what they do here after the sack and the timeout. No longer have any timeouts and 1:37 to go.
Well, it's 3rd and 13, and here's why. Just a basic 4-man pressure, but it gets home.
Yeah, pocket collapses there.
3 guys bringing him down. Pugh with another sack today. Hardin gets in there, committed to UIndy this week. That's where both of his parents went. He's an all-state linebacker. And when you can get home and still have 5 or 6 guys on the back end, that is a huge advantage for a defense.
Yeah, great job there by Pugh, kind of pushing, collapsing that pocket. Quillen had to step up, and by that time it was too late. What a defensive effort here tonight for the Cathedral Fighting Irish. And once again, this is a defense that has stepped up when needed in a close contest with a 7-point lead.
The final game of the regular season, Cathedral looking to match its win total from a year ago. Both teams at 5-3. 3rd down and 13. You need this one. Quillen over the middle of the field. It is caught on the run to move the sticks. Just when you thought it was over, Zach Wallace does it again. He has been all reliable at wide receiver.
Yeah, Wallace on the same route that they just got a first down on 3 plays ago. Quillen with enough time to stay poised under pressure and step into that throw.
Right back up to the line. Here's the screen pass out in space. Jonathan Dossett steps out of bounds. He stops the clock. That was big, and now some life as the offense on the other side of the 50.
Yeah, the scoreboard is showing 1 timeout for Warren, but I believe they are there.
Yeah, they just used their last one.
Right on cue, they switch it. They must have heard me.
Yeah, good eye there, Tony Donahue. I'm Nathaniel Finch. It's IndianaSRN. A great one for you tonight. And while it means nothing for the standings, it means everything for momentum. Warren Central has lost 2 straight. Does it become 3, or can they go down and take care of this one? Here's a drop. Boy, probably not the end of the world there, because you would have had to kind of hurry up to the line. Now you can take a little bit of a breath on 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, heard some footsteps there, and it didn't look like it was quite enough to move the sticks. But out of bounds, reset here, 3rd down and 5. Obviously, honestly, if I'm Warren, I'm thinking about a delayed draw here. I think you could pick up 5 on a delayed handoff.
Jonathan Dossett, the running back. If you get a 1st down, the clock stops. A look to throw. It's a screen pass to Dossett. He gets blown up. He does not get enough. Maybe a gain of 1. He does get out of bounds. Dossett hit right away, and it shows how powerful this linebacking core is. A great play in the open field by Caden Nelson.
Play of the game here. Cathedral can get off the field and knee it out with a stop on a 4th and 4.
Jack Quillen is a sophomore quarterback. He comes off his worst game of a promising season. Can he right all wrongs here, or does Warren Central lose 3 straight heading into the tournament?
Watch for the hard count.
Out of the pistol. The running back is Dossett. He'll look to
Ball
throw.
Start.
That is huge. 4th and 4 becomes 4th and 9, and that changes the complexion of things.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen that? These 3rd and 4th and shorts get turned into long.
Yeah, and look, as you mentioned, you're kind of playing for pride here tonight. You want to get that 6th win of the season, but these are the type of penalties late in the state tournament, sectional time, that could really end your season.
Warren Central out of 6A sectional 7, a favorable draw. You had to win Perry. Let's see if they can get a win here before that.
I bring the extra
down
blitz.
And 9.
Bring
the
4.
blitz does come. He'll step into the throw. Ooh. It's caught and dropped.
Oh, it's
intercepted. This game is over. How about the Cathedral Fighting Irish making the game-ending interception? Parker Scott in because of a Ryan Freegee injury, and he makes the play of the game.
It's the right play call. Nice run on the pass on the route. Had it in his hands, but the heat came, and he couldn't complete the catch after the hit.
Take a look at it right here. Greg Smith, our fantastic producer, with this replay. You have things spread out. You have a good route, a good throw, a good look, but an even better play on defense. Look at that.
Yeah, and again, if that's a ball in the breadbasket, that's caught for a 1st down.
It's Wallace, your top receiver. To your point, maybe a little high. You had to climb the ladder for it. How about this one for Cathedral? You matched your win total from a year ago heading into the tournament. You will head to 1-win Anderson 2 weeks from today after you get a bye. You probably get a few more players back that are healthy. How about winning this game as injury-riddled as the Fighting Irish are? Absolutely impressive the job Bill Peebles has done this season. I mean, you have so many guys. 7 starters today out with an injury. About 5 more depth pieces that can't give it a go. And you wonder, are you playing your best ball heading into the tournament? I'd say yes.
Yeah, and you hope to get Freegee back. Obviously, that was a very hard hit that knocked him out of the game. Pappas had a great night tonight, and he's really your second option when it comes to the running game. You hope you're going to take a nice week off, look at some film, go through some progressions next week. Maybe have a practice on Thursday and Friday, a little bit of an elevated scrimmage to kind of get things going again. Stay in a routine of what you do on a Friday, and 2 weeks from tonight, you'll travel up to Anderson. And now we'll see victory formation as the Cathedral Fighting Irish will have a 28-21 victory over Warren.
Tonight's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN. Any reuse of the picture or audio without the expressed written consent of the IHSAA and IndianaSRN is strictly prohibited. We thank you for watching IndianaSRN. Nathaniel Finch, Tony Donahue. Victory formation for the Fighting Irish will advance to 6-3 on the season. You get next week off. You head to Anderson, a 1-win team. If you win that game, you probably head to the best team in 5A, New Palestine, 8-0. They'll win another one tonight. The Dragons are certainly the best team in this sectional in the state in 5A, but if Cathedral wants to be the best, they have to beat the best. It certainly sets up for an interesting postseason here. Cathedral has to have all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, but I'm going to take Cathedral, right? You look at a football team that is playing the Warren Centrals of the world. They're traveling to Cincinnati. They are playing teams that will still be playing football in November. They're playing close games late into the fourth quarter against high-quality 6A type opponents. And a big win here for the Cathedral Fighting Irish. They get up 14-0 and take advantage in the fourth quarter with that touchdown.
28-21 the final, a hard-fought win for Cathedral. It went up 14-0, which saw the lead evaporate after halftime. Warren Central gave them a game, but on the road, Cathedral takes down the number 10 ranked team in 6A. It's the Fighting Irish, the third ranked team in 5A, with all the momentum heading into the postseason. We thank you for watching today's broadcast. It was brought to you in part by the Morales Group Staffing, in business to create a better future for you, your family, and the community we share. Whether you're looking for the right career or the perfect candidate, they're here to help. Call today, 317-472-7600. If you are looking for some college football to watch tomorrow, how about Division III here in the state of Indiana? Manchester and Franklin College on our airwaves, IndianaSRN and IHSAA.TV. Pregame for that one tomorrow at 1:20 p.m. Next week, we've got sectional action, of course, with 5A. You get the bye on the majority of these sectionals, so we will see on our air next week Newcastle and Greenfield Central. That'll be a good one. Whiteland and Seymour will be a really good one. Lutheran at Covenant Christian in 2A will be a good one. 3 great games for you to open up the first round of sectionals next week. And then these 2 teams the following week will try to beat on teams that only have 1 or 2 wins on the season, see if they can't make a sectional title. Excited to see what the postseason holds for 2 very good teams here in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, and look, you have a week off on both sides. You kind of hit the reset button. Everybody automatically becomes 0-0 heading into the tournament. And again, a big win tonight. Again for New Pal. Looks like a Plainfield team is going to play New Pal in 2 weeks, and that will most likely set up a sectional championship against Cathedral. Great defensive effort tonight. 8 sacks and an interception for Cathedral. Obviously, Pappas going over the 200-yard mark and 3 touchdowns was huge. This was a game we saw Cathedral get up 14-0. Warren bounces back with 14 unanswered, tied at 21, and then that late touchdown by Pappas gives Cathedral the 7-point lead, 7-point win.
As this incredible regular season comes to a close, we'd like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts at IndianaSRN. Thank you to every player, every coach, and every fan across the state who made Friday Night Football so special and will continue to do so into the postseason. For 18 years, we've had the honor of broadcasting high school football under the lights, sharing stories, rivalries, and moments that define Indiana high school sports. We are deeply grateful to the athletic directors, coaches, and school communities who have welcomed our crews week after week, and that includes the incredible hospitality from Warren Central this week. And to the tens of thousands of fans like yourself who have tuned in, thank you for making IndianaSRN part of your Friday nights. Our dedicated crews tonight is our producer, Greg Smith, our camera operator, Daniel Thacker, Tony Donahue to my left. I'm Nathaniel Finch. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We pour them into every game, and we could not do it without all of our dedicated crew here at IndianaSRN. Now, the excitement does not stop here. No. We cannot wait to broadcast the IHSAA football playoffs starting next week. Thank you to the staff here at Warren Central. Thank you to the radio crew for Cathedral. That's Scott Eaker, Jim McGlynn, and Vince Egan, and the statistician David George. Boy, were they absolutely helpful as this one comes to a close. Cathedral gets the win, 6-3 on the season. Warren Central falls to 5-4. Each team has the week off before sectional play opens the week after. The win for the Fighting Irish. Have a good night. Nathaniel Finch saying so long on IndianaSRN.